Whew. Should probably oh, hey, how's it going, Narkton? Wow, that was fast. How's it going today? Hope you're doing well. Hope today's been good. I know that the holidays are approaching fast, so I hope you're able to keep up with things. Let's see. I'm gonna repost some stuff really quick for streaming links and such. That's about just clocked in for night. Very good, very good. Hey, Emeraldo, how's it going today? Got second though. Hey, first and second is pretty good. We're not even out of the first minute, and first and second being taken is really good. Oh boy. Hope you're doing well today. Yeah, I feel like, oh man. Ah, jeez. I feel like this week is gonna be one of those ones where it's like up energy, and then we hit here for justice. Here for justice. Well, he's here. Apollo Justice is pretty good. I don't know. It's like I'm waiting to see. I want to see this entire game before I have an idea of who Apollo Justice is as a person. The only downside I think that Apollo has is that he has to live in the same universe as Phoenix, right? And that means that it's very hard to step out and say, okay, what's the difference between him and Phoenix? And I think the problem is in this first game is that it's like first game Phoenix, right, and first game Apollo Justice are almost the same person. It's very hard to separate that when I'm playing this game. But we'll get there. We did start the second case last week. We got to see the crime scene. We got to get a bunch of evidence. And the person we're defending, I'm going to be entirely honest, I am not 100% sure how this is going to turn out because we can't even understand what the guy is saying. So it's like he straight up speaks a different language, so I don't know how that's gonna work. I guess I'm hoping that it's not gonna be we wrote ourselves in a corner, let's use something to get us out of it. So we'll see what happens. But I do have a fair bit to talk about. Notably, I watched that Defunct Land video, and it's like it's kind of just been like swirling in the back of my head. Pretty much all since I watched it, because it's like 4 hours though, so it's like it's a lot, but it's actually pretty good as a listen to, where you just have it on, you can listen to it, because Kevin Perjurer does such a good job with his scripts, man. Oh, that's right, because we left it off so it would be a cliffhanger, so we'd load right in. Where is now in session 4? How do I say that? Wait, we're already in the courtroom? What the heck? I was hoping we'd have like, you know, like the room in beforehand. Crap. Ah, jeez. Oh well, what are you gonna do? But I guess the thing that I'll say right now about that video is that it made me double down on my thoughts on machines, on like automation, on that sort of stuff. I kind of reinforced all my thoughts on, Your Honor, why are you here? Your Honor, do you know how to read Borginian? Machi Tobaya, Your Honor, the pixie of the arpeggio. Wait, how is his name that hard to say when it's like... Tell me that other people's names aren't... Right, his trial. Or is it session? Machi Tobaya. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Yep. Prosecution is A-OK, Air Judge. I forgot Clavier. You know, it's the weird thing. I don't know why, but Clavier being German makes me concerned. And I think it's only because of the fact that I keep thinking of the Von Karmas, and I'm like, Yeah, very well, Prosecutor Kevin. Ah, my opening statement, yeah? No, actually, there was something else I wanted to ask you about. Yes? Say you're going to visit someone in the hospital with an incurable disease. What do you say to them? Eh? And you wouldn't say get well soon, right? You'd only be kicking them when they're down. What are you talking about? Actually, I'm going to visit someone who is terminally ill. Right after this trial. The Chief Justice's son. Chief Justice? His son is afflicted with the most terrible disease. Doesn't have long, it seems. Why are we talking about this now? Thought I'd go pay him a visit. Thought saying something moving might be the order of the day. Why don't grown-ups ever just say what's on their mind instead of pretending? looking at me with something like disgust. Hey, what are you looking at me like that for? In any case, I'm a bit busy today, so let's wrap this up quickly. Prosecutor Gavin, your opening statement, briefly. You're in luck here, Judge. I believe you'll be going to your hospital visit sooner than you think. Oh, god dang it. First, to review the victim in this case. Okay, here we go. I really hope Clavier didn't pull some haberdashery with the siren. Let's see. Romain Latouche, age 35, global manager for Diva Song Lamiroir. The cause of death, blood loss due to being shot by a large caliber revolver. This report has all the details. Hey, the autopsy report. Your Honor, my client is stupid. I don't know how to I don't know how to offend him. Let's see. Estimated time of death 9 to 9:30. That about lines up with what we saw. 45 caliber, that's quite large, isn't it? Direct hit from that could knock a man off his feet. However, the bullet struck him in his shoulder. The damage to the body was slight. Death was not immediate. Sadly, his blood loss was such that he could not be saved. I suppose the victim's condition could have been much worse, considering. Crime photo. Oh, we have the crime. Okay, so now we have this photo for evidence. 2 shots were fired. 1 shot missed, the other penetrated and passed through the victim's shoulder. Both bullets were found in the wall at the scene. Observe the diagram. This is where the bullets hit. See, the only problem with this scene is that why is the gun next to him? Like, why was it left there if he was shot with it? Oh god, they're adding a bunch of stuff to the talking about a 45 caliber revolver. You must assume that the killer was adept at the weapon's use. Really? Yeah, apparently weapons that have that size have a powerful kickback. If, say, the judge tried to fire one, it'd break every bone in his body. Defense will take more care in choosing examples. Okay. As I was saying, the victim was shot backstage in a dressing room. This dressing room has only one entrance, this door. See, this is the only thing that's kind of confusing, is that since Apollo was like basically a witness, he didn't see the person leave, so they were standing at that side of the room. Also, I'm guessing that there must have been a bullet that hit the wall. Like, I'm guessing either the shots that actually came were from the tiny window over here, on the far left, on the far right. I'm pointing with my own hand. I'm stupid. Pointing with on the right side behind him. There's a window, so I'm guessing the actual shooter was there. I think. Actually, that doesn't make sense either, because then the bullets, how would they have traveled there? Because they can't have hit the wall right there next to the door. How does this work? That seems to be the case. Yes. However, there were witnesses who heard the gunshots. It's talking about you and Emma, huh? Yeah, when the witnesses entered the room, it was empty, save for the victim's body, of course. Seems to be shot for one of those the shot came from somewhere else things. From the crime scene, my thought process was that because we heard 2 gunshots. So if the gun, well, actually let me check that real quick. Do they know how many times the gun was fired? They did not mention it. Interesting. What the heck? Oh, what the heck? Why am I allowed to view these? Oh, that's weird. God, Lamiroir. I forgot Lamiroir is so pretty. And there's Darian. Okay, so the problem is they don't tell us how many times this gun was shot. Because if we knew how many shots it had fired, if they had done that rifling already, they have done that investigation already, we would actually already know if the gun had fired twice. Because if the... It'd be interesting where they say the gun was fired and hasn't checked to see if there's any... Well, they don't mention casings. In the first case, they never mentioned casings. They only said, oh yeah, it's been fired twice. Like, they just told you how many times it had been fired. Which correlated to what happened in the first case, because revolvers would have all the casings in until emptied. Well, and that's okay. That's another thing that's a little weird. Is also if we look at the gun, there's nothing. They don't have. There's nothing in the gun, so this is one of those ones where I think some of this is the detail of the game itself, but also they didn't give us that information yet. So I'm guessing it's supposed to be a reveal later that it did indeed fire 2 guns. It's impossible. There are 2 shots. Exactly. This murder was impossible. For all but one person. One person. That is, of course, the defendant, Machi Tabaye. Only this defendant could have committed the crime. But how? It's quite simple. The circumstances of the crime scene make it clear. Very well. I assume you have testimony to back up this claim. Please show the witness to the stand. Do not be Lamiroir. Oh no, it's Emma. Your name and profession, please. Emma Sky, I'm a detective for the police department. I was on security detail at the concert forum that night. Why is she... Oh, okay. No bullets. Well, and they said they found the 2 bullets in the wall, but they did not say that it came from the gun. So this is the bit that's kind of weird about this case, is it seems like there's a lot of details being obscured on purpose. Because the bullets, we do not know if they came from the actual 45. Like, you can see the wall and it looks like a 45 hit it, but I don't know for sure if that's the gun. Emma seems tired somehow. Security at the concert, you say? Some security I was. Couldn't even stop a murder. Now, don't blame yourself. Things like this happen. I've made even bigger mistakes in my career, you know. I'm sure that makes her feel that much better. I want to hear about these bigger mistakes. In any case, because you were on security detail, the crime was quickly discovered. We were able to identify the killer. You may give the court your testimony if you would. Describe the circumstances of that day and your discovery of the crime, please. Alright. It's bad that I think she's going to be less helpful to Clavier than we expect. Night of the murder, I was on security backstage at Prosecutor Gavin's request. Only people involved with the concert in some way were allowed backstage. At the beginning of the 3rd set, I heard shots. I went into the room filled with blaring rock music and found the body. I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it. That's not even close to what you did. We were there. It's lucky that the detective was the first on the scene, but that door was the only way out of the room, right? Pretty much. Okay, so here's a weird thing. There's 2 doors, so there are 2 ways out of the room, but I don't get how can they say that Machi did it? Do we need a bit more information? Well, defense may begin the cross-examination. Alright, here we go. I don't think this one doesn't make any sense because we were there with Emma when it happened. Now I'll just start pressing stuff. The night of the murder was the night of the concert, yes? That's right. What was the detective doing on security detail, might I ask? If it was only a concert. My thoughts exactly, but orders are orders, even when they come from rock gods. Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, allow me to explain. Okay, good, we have to press everything, got it. Smelled something that day, you might say, the stench or conspiracy. That day at the concert hall. Conspiracy? Well, isn't it obvious? My keys, that whole morning, no, the whole day was ruined. It's all because somebody stole my keys. Couldn't ride my hog to the show, I couldn't open my guitar case. There he goes again. Isn't it possible he simply misplaced them? Misplace them. Misplaced items don't just wander into a murder victim's hand on their own. What's this? Prosecutor Gavin, if your keys were in the victim's hand, makes you a prime suspect. Oh, well that's actually hilarious. Love selecting a new. Atroquinine is wait. Okay, what is okay, wait, what? I have never seen this word before. What is atroquinine? I know what quinine is, because that's the stuff that's in tonic water. Nope, that's not how I spell. Atroquinine, what is this? Fictional, synthetic, highly toxic poison from the Ace Attorney game. What? What? You're telling me that I look it up and it's like, you're telling me that it's a made-up poison that came from here? That's hilarious. Gee, something. Everything with this guy had to be so over the top. The killing happened in the middle of my concert. I was, like a sailor adrift on a sea of sound. Anyway, I didn't want anything else stolen. I put the detective with the most time on their hands on the task. What? I see, I can accept that. Well, I can't. What do you mean, time on their hands? No, I see. Please, the testimony. Okay. Okay, just... Wait, then how come... Wait. We were let in, though. I didn't know about that. I certainly didn't invite you. I gave the Fraulein special permission to be there. I wanted to see her again. Oh boy, did you hear that? We're officially involved now. Thanks, Trucy. Wait, you're a teenager! Yeah, great. Some other hangers-on tried to get backstage, but I drove them off. The no other outsiders were there then. And then... Okay. At the beginning of the 3rd set, I heard shots. Okay, we have to just press everything. We were having a chat when we heard the shots. You were the one chatting. I was eating snackoos. Ah, hey, no snacking in court. You're sure the shots came from Lamiroir's room? Yes, absolutely. Hey, I'm the one being cross-examined here. Here, this'll keep you quiet. Thanks. How about it, Emma? We were right there. Hard to be mistaken about that. Please, either talk or eat. Not both at the same time. So after that, me and Mr. Lawyer there opened the dressing room door. Went into the room filled with blaring rock music and found the body. We'll just press everything. At this point, the game has teach us this. Blaring, yes. When you say rock, are you referring to, perhaps, to this rock and roll music that's so popular these days? That's right, when we went into the dressing room. Music is blaring over the speaker on the wall. They pipe sound from the stage into the backstage through speakers. That way people in the back can hear when they're supposed to be on stage. Yep. Did it have to be so loud? You don't listen to the gaveters with your ears. You feel it with your entire body and soul. Well, isn't that just like, that's like going to a Slipknot concert. You feel it in your, like, everything. I always have the backstage monitors at full volume. When we walked in the room, the band was playing Guilty Love, I believe. Making it easy to determine the time of the crime. If you could hear that music playing, then everyone on stage for that song has an alibi, including myself. Anyway, I closed off the scene and started my investigation. Examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it. How could you know something like that? As I said, it was clear from the circumstances. Listen. We know that there was only one exit from the room, that door. That small window only opened a tiny crack. And I was standing in front of that door. So how could the killer have fled the scene? There's only one possibility, the air vent. Objection! But that air vent was too small. Who could possibly... Exactly. There's certainly no way you could get through, nor me. The only one who could fit through was a child. Remember, access to those rooms was limited. Only those involved with the concert were allowed. Yeah, but we heard the other door close, so they went into the other dressing room. All people involved with the concert, only one is small enough to be considered a child. The defendant. Pixie the arpeggio flitted up towards the sky and disappeared from the scene of the crime. I don't... Objection! That's just conjecture. Oh, there's no other way out of that room. You were there. You should know, Air Forehead. But there's a door? And there is another vital piece of evidence. Marks were found on the air vent grill, traces that it had recently been opened. Something else was found quite clearly. The defendant, Maji Tabaya's fingerprints. I don't think that makes any sense. How did you even find all this stuff? Okay, so we had to press everything. The air vent was the only way out of the room. The defendant's fingerprints were found on the grill. Well, Air Forehead, what fairy tale does this suggest to you? Only one could pass through the vent, that doorway to heaven. Oh, that. You know what's funny? This entire case has had a lot of rock references, and seeing that one, I don't know, that one's just kind of funny. Are you looking at me, Apollo? Hey, how was that whooping it up in the audience? This was his decisive evidence. Quite decisive indeed. It's enough of that. Prosecution has a rather convincing case. The only way in and out of the crime scene was watched. Oh, I see. So this is... Okay, wait. Okay, maybe this is just because of how they set up the... Maybe I'm going nuts because they set up the angle, like the way that they showed the room. But... I wasn't in a hurry to make a hospital visit. Sure, the Chief Justice will appreciate the gesture. Unfortunately, we have no direct witnesses. Fortunately, the criminal left decisive evidence for us. That'll have to be enough. Can't be over already. Very well, I believe this trial's finished. Defense has no contradicting evidence. Prosecution has presented our proof clear and plain. I'm gonna really quickly, I'm gonna check the evidence, because I want to see the court record and see if we do have anything that can work. If you have contradicting evidence, it better be clear and plain. They've got us on the ropes already. We better come up with something quick. I know, think. What can get us out of this? We need evidence or a witness that can prove Machi is innocent beyond a doubt. About that. Mr. Justice, do you have contradicting proof that can overturn the prosecution's case? If you do, you'd better tell us about it now. This is it, and so soon. If I mess this one up, it's all over. Okay. I think if we call Lamiroir, I think that would be the way to do it. Because let's look at the evidence. Okay, let's look at the evidence, just to make sure. Okay, so Lamiroir's brooch was found in the room, which means that she was in the room when he died. And we know that. We know that she was in that room at least some point beforehand, and she left it there. Even though she had it on earlier in the night. Let's see. So there's this evidence. I think this evidence might be... I think the real thing is we need to call Lamiroir as a witness, but I don't know if that's... Prosecutor Gavin, you claim that there were no witnesses to this crime. Are you absolutely sure? Absolutely. I'd swear it on my career as a prosecutor. And on my million-seller hit song, Atraquinine, My Love. There he goes again. That's too bad, because there was a witness. Oh, really now? But how did you come to the possessed knowledge the prosecution clearly does not? Because I'm the only one in the world who knows this. I just talked to him, and now... Okay. Let's do it too. Can you hear me? Cold. Yep, so it is. So we have to call Lamiroir in. Help is on the way. Can't see. Hang in there, Mr. Littletoos. Tell me, who is the witness? The witness is Siren. Yeah, so we need to call in Lamiroir. What? The victim said this before he died. Perhaps he did, and perhaps he did not. What do you mean by that? All we know is what Air Forehead says he said. It's no testimony, especially since it comes from the defense attorney himself. Objection! But it's the truth. He said it. I even told you about it. But apparently, you ignored me completely. It's my policy to fully investigate everything I deem relevant. This rookie lawyer thinks he can tell me how to do my job. Well, I mean, that's enough. Mr. Justice, we need clear contradictory proof from you. This witness of yours, unknown to the prosecution, hope you're right. Failure carries a stiff penalty. Stiffer penalty than usual is called for. Alright, double penalty, but I know who the... It's Lamiroir. It's Lamiroir. We need to just call her Lamiroir. Recall Mr. Latous's last words. Yeah, so witness is Siren. This one's pretty easy. The Siren. Aha, he meant the Siren. That's right, the Siren of the ballad. Lamiroir. Lamiroir was only on stage for the second set. And she had access to the backstage area. She could have been a witness. I see. Well, Prosecutor Gavin, my claim still stands. There was no witness to this crime. Very well. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth then, shall we? We'll now take a break from Detective Animus Guy's cross-examination. Please show Lamiroir to the witness stand. Let's say nothing the night of the murder, not today though. Today we'll drag that story out of her no matter what it is. Unfortunately, this also means that she has to speak English on the... Oh, wait, maybe she won't. Oh, no. Oh, what if she starts speaking... What if she only speaks... what if she only speaks in Borginian? My distinct honor to welcome the Siren of the Battle to our courtroom. You're too kind. Ah, you can speak English. Yes, I can. Though I'm not very good. There's much I do not know. Speak so well. Have you spent time here before? Actually, I do not know how I came by my knowledge of your language. Nor where I studied it. Oh, it's part of the stage show. What does she mean she doesn't know? I, too, thought to call her as a witness, but I did not. Had a reason, of course. What's that? Lamiroir suffers from amnesia. Amnesia? Oh, come on! Lamiroir is not my true name. Yet I remember nothing of the time before I was given it. Nothing of the time before I started singing on stage. Oh, she's even more mysterious than I thought. Oh, it's... God dang it. She's going to be keeping up her persona throughout this, isn't she? Okay, well that's going to be rough because she's already proven that... Oh no. I'm just worried that she's proven to be maintaining the mystery as a stage thing, but... Well, let's say Lamiroir, she lived a good life. There are little difficulties for her thanks to her success. Yet, I did not wish to subject you to unnecessary stress. I see. Care surprisingly little about people's pasts. There's nothing to fear in this court, Lamiroir. Thank you. If there is something I do not understand, I'm being called as a witness, what might I say? No one will tell me anything of what happened. Lamiroir, let me be frank. I did not want to ask you up here to testify, yet that young gentleman with the wide forehead over there was adamant that you stand. Oh my. Congratulations, Paul, you're the bad guy. Well, now that you're here, please give us your testimony. If nothing else, the sound of your voice is welcome. Tell us what you saw the night of the crime. Wait, has no one told her that he was shot? Like this whole time? As for what I saw nothing. Then that night, I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. And I returned backstage after the second set. Then I was led by police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait. No, she was in her... She was back... well... What do you mean she wasn't backstage? I was only learned something had happened, but I wasn't told the details. I must say, you sound wonderful just testifying. Hope he was too distracted to hear what she was actually saying. There you have it. She saw nothing that night. Now we can only pray that the defense has the sense to admit defeat. And refrain from detaining you here longer than need be. Okay. Well, this is gonna be... I don't really... This case feels weird. Like, I'm trying to figure out how we're even supposed to get something out of this. Because... You know what's the worst thing? I kind of don't... The only evidence I have at this point that kind of contradicts the entirety of this case, and this is just me being nice, but yeah, that kid Machi, he's blind. How is he supposed to shoot somebody with a gun? Very well, Mr. Justice. Keep it short and sweet. Lamiroir wouldn't talk to me the night of the crime. She must know something, and I've got to find out what. So what I saw nothing. That night I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after— oh, you know, I'll press there at least. Let's see. You did not return backstage once? Where were you then? What were you doing? I was cleaning up on stage. There are many things I must do for a performance other than simply sing. And was Machi with you at that time? Unfortunately, I do not know where he was. Let's try an alibi for Machi. Okay. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. With Machi, correct? How is he then? He's accidental discharged 2 times. Maybe. He seems as he always does, though I believe he was shocked by the news of Mr. Latus's death. Yet, he is not the type to show much emotion. Yes, he's given the police no end of headaches. He answers most questions with silence, and those glinting frames speak nothing. The questioning hasn't gotten very far. He sat there waiting. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details. How was the incident explained to you? I was told nothing in detail, only that Mr. Latus died. Of course, investigations require some security. Mr. Latus is my manager. I wanted to know more. I should have been told. Both Machi and I were beside ourselves with the concern. Let me apologize, but please understand. Keeping you in the dark was as painful for me as it was for you. Aw. That's nice enough. Think, what doesn't ring true about her testimony? It's hard to imagine Lamiroir lying. She might not be lying, but she's hiding something. What wouldn't she tell me the night of the murder? As for what I saw nothing. Let me look at the evidence really quick, just so I can take a quick look. Publicity card, the revolver. I think the brooch might be the answer, but I'm not sure. If I did this thing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set. And then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. I think this is where the lie is. I think this is the lie. Because we have the brooch, so we know that she was in that room sometime between the second set and the murder. She was in that room. We do have that on evidence. I will say, Naroctum, to your point of accidental discharge, the only thing that worries me is that if the gun matches the one that left the 2 holes in the wall, that does imply that whoever fired that gun fired a .45 caliber pistol, which I don't think a child could do. Also, I did look up something because I was kind of curious. So I wanted to know who was Machi based off of in terms of his appearances, and also it's a high caliber. Yes, it is Cell. Also, how are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, it's like that kid would have been launched. So on a side note, I did find out that there is a couple of I was actually looking at, you know, like what could have been the inspiration for this for the character for Machi. The glasses are definitely a Ray Charles or you know, like my brain just turned off trying to remember. Superstition. Why? Stevie Wonder. But I actually found that there's a blind Japanese pianist who I think might be actually closer to the... I'm wondering if it's like the actual inspiration for a blind pianist. It's a Nobuyuki Tsuji, which I found out about today. Yeah, despite high caliber, some pistols are easy to discharge accidentally. Yes. What was it? Sig Sauer is the one that has the meme about it, where if you drop the gun, it could just fire off. Okay, I think this is where we need think this is where we do it, I think. I think we present this here. Yeah, there we go. I'm sorry, Lamiroir, but I'm having trouble believing you. You remember this brooch, do you not? Why, that's Lamiroir's. She was wearing it for her song. Care to add that to the testimony, Prosecutor Gavin? What? This brooch was found after the murder took place, at the very scene of the crime. What? He's just like, wait, what? But he hit the guy twice, he would have knocked him on his back. Lamiroir, how did your brooch get backstage if you did not go there yourself? So on a side note, but he hit the guy... No, so he hit the guy once, but there are 2 shots fired. That's the thing that's the problem. So there are 2 shots fired, but only 1 hit the victim. And as Prosecutor Gavin has just told us, you had been wearing it during your performance at that night. Why does her face mask go straight up? What? What is the meaning of this? Lamiroir, please explain. Please explain. That's the weird thing. So the victim was hit once, but there are 2 bullet holes. And based on the scene, I kind of guess that the second shot had to have come from the window? Lamiroir. She says English is quite difficult. That trick's not going to work here. Stop speaking. She's speaking in wingdings again. Your forehead may be large, but you are a lawyer, truly. But you have missed one important fact. What now? In fact, at the time of the incident, I went backstage, but only for a moment. What? Are we just making? Are we just making stuff up now? What's happening? Ad break. I'm gonna get some water while we're here. I'm so confused because it feels less like the case is taking a logical pathway and more like, because we're not actually taking evidence and we're not stacking things to the truth. We're kind of just like, we're constantly navigating a pathway, and it feels kind of like we're not actually aware of anything when the case starts. Like, it used to be a joke that Edgeworth would, you know, it's like, oh, we've updated the autopsy report. Like, that was one thing. But I'll have to send that later. But it's like, how do I put it? It's like they're presenting evidence, but I don't really understand how I'm supposed, because, you know, normally the thing with a mystery, with a detective story, pardon me, is that you're generally on the same page as and it's like we're on the same page as Apollo, but unfortunately Apollo's like reading super slow. But also it kind of feels a bit like, Apollo never gets the chance to even try to keep up with the case, because he's always left in the dark about information. And it's only when we get revealed the things we need that we actually get to make headway on figuring stuff out. Think back to the moment of the crime. You know whereof I speak. You're really saying all that? What's she talking about, Apollo? Right when the incident occurred. She's talking about that. Watch this room for me. I have to call for backup. Right, understood. And make sure no one comes in, right? Okay. Okay, so what's the point of Emma? What was that? Who's there? What's wrong? Emma, did you see anyone just now? No. Could have sworn I heard a door close. I looked into the room. Just a glance, mind you. This is when your brooch dropped. That explains that. It does. There's no other time I could have dropped it. But that's ridiculous. You only looked in for an instant, but you dropped your brooch? Air forehead. She has raised a possibility. The only thing that can counter that is evidence. I guess the only evidence would be where it was dropped, right? So you looked in at the crime scene. Actually, I intended to go into the dressing room. I knew nothing of what had happened, of course. The moment I opened the door, I heard a horrible voice. Her forehead shouting, "Who's there?" No doubt. Horrible voice indeed. I don't even have a concept of his voice. I closed the door immediately. Well, that explains the brooch. Let's return to your testimony. That's too convenient. She's hiding something. Lamiroir, you did look into the room though, right? Yes. Testify as to what you saw. Very well. Those only the briefest of glimpses. When my performance was finished, I went backstage for just a moment. Okay, now we're... Alright, so now she's moving into the second part of this, so... At least we're getting somewhere, but... I guess this is the thing that I'm getting... Because, like, the first case had this same... Well, I guess... Well, it's episode 3. It's the second case. My brain... Ugh. I guess I say the first case where we're on our own. And I think the difficulty is that... it really feels like we're not supposed to know certain things. Like, we're not supposed to have made certain connections before we get here. Because we're constantly in the dark. Saw nothing. The late Mr. Latus's body was behind a wall. What? Oh, it is. Okay. Open the door. Okay. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details. Okay, I'm waiting, because there's something she's doing that I need to look for. They wouldn't give me the frickin'... They give me the frickin'... Can I just say, every time I see that bracelet now, I'm gonna be a little tired. As for what I saw nothing. But I did sing on stage, and this I did. Just use it in all of them. I guess the thing I'm looking for really quick is I'm looking for something specific. Some of the twitches are tiny. That's what I'm looking for right now, is I'm looking for... I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and use... I'll use it here, because I'm curious if we have it. Here again. I'm looking, I'm gonna have to just, like, look through. You know what I will say, I think this system might be... This might be the thing that makes me... Okay, that's... Okay, no. Okay. I don't like that... I'm gonna be honest, them giving me this, I'm just like, please don't. I don't like these, man. She's giving away nothing, visually. Yeah, this would be the time if she were doing anything, it would be this one, maybe. Saw nothing. Okay, let's check. Oh, brother and a half. We can't see her hands, so we're not allowed to see you. We can't use her hands as the option. Good lord. Here again and go back. Okay, you know what? You know what it probably is? I have to press everything. God dang. I probably have to press everything, find the one that says add this to the testimony, and then from there it's, okay, cool. Then she gives away what we need. Saw nothing. The late Mr. Two Spiders behind a wall. A wall? Was there a wall there? Is what in English? A division or partition, I believe. It was a large dressing room divided into two halves. Not gonna lie, that's my biggest issue with these games. I haven't played these before, and I feel like I played the original trilogy, and I think this new system, the perceive thing, I'll be honest, it is kind of like we're three cases in, and we got the perceive thing in the second case, and I think what kind of got me was that in the first case they said, oh yeah, you know, watch them for their for how they talk, and I was able to get that. I was able to get what they were doing with the first case, and then the second case they kind of stopped. They stopped the game at certain points just to teach you again. Okay, so in the court record, by the police, there's some. That was when I learned something was happening, but I wasn't told the details. Alright, I'm gonna just ask really quick here. With Machi, correct? How was he then? Seems as he always does, though. I believe he was shocked by the news of Mystical Tooth's death. He's not the type to show emotion. Okay, so wait, these are the same... Okay, wait, this is the same exact... This is the same testimony. Oh my god. Okay. This I feel like, you know what's the problem is I feel like this is, you know what, it's probably like Stickler. I have to press everything and then... I just sing on stage, yes I did. I just have to press everything and then... I think I see what it is that they expect me to press everything and then... It's bad of me to now think that Trucy will bust me out of this. I'm pretty sure Trucy will get me out of this. Mr. Otus named you. Mr. Otus, how can I tell you what I don't know? Lamiroir, he said you were a witness with his dying words. I do not know what he meant to say, but that night... Okay. I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I'll just press everything. It was a great concert. You heard me sing. Thank you. Let me get an autograph later, actually. Of course. This is justice. This is a cross-examination. You're out of line. If anyone deserves an autograph here, it's me. Here, Judge. What's this? It's my autograph. Now keep this trial moving. What? My grandchild will be so happy. Apparently his grandson is a big fan. Let us continue, shall we? If you would, Lamiroir. Tell us what you did after your stellar performance. Okay, the autograph thing is funny. And backstage for just a moment. I'll just ask why. Or press it. What did you see in that brief glimpse? I had only opened the door slightly when I heard that horrible voice. And shut the door. I've always wondered, Air Forehead. Does that voice of yours lack a volume knob? My cord's of steel, man. Just back off. Saw nothing. We pressed this one. We pressed this one. Alright, we'll press this one. And maybe Trucy will help us out. How is the incident explained to you? I was told nothing in detail, only that he died. Of course, investigations require security. He was my manager. I wanted to know more. I should have been told. Okay. So this is the same as the first time. It's hard to imagine Lamiroir lying. She might not be lying, but she's hiding something. Wait, this is the exact same... Wait, it's the exact same testimony. God... So wait, we weren't given the choice to use this. Okay. I need to think for a moment. I'm just trying to make sure my brain works. So, we were given... This is the exact same testimony we just read, but we have to find where the lie is. Using the bracelet, because I don't think evidence is going to get us anywhere. Unfortunately, I don't think evidence is going to get us anywhere. Which is really unfortunate, because that's just, like, how this is. On that first one. Well, I will say I've been looking for this stuff, but I'm like... I'm looking through it, I'm just... Oh, brother. Anything? Yeah. Anything? Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm just... I want to solve this game on my own terms. It's just like... I think this one's tough because I know that they want you to get the most out of the system, but I don't think they went about it in a way that's conducive to using the system. I straight up am not seeing what they're trying to get me to see. The thing is that it should be visible from the outside, right? Like, it should be something that is visible on the outside, but... Oh, God. Ugh, I know what it is now. I just hate it. That's what you're looking for? That's some hot bullshit. Put it nicely. Where's the brooch found? Come on, do the thing. What? Ah. Okay, wait. Okay, how am I supposed to catch that? It's like after the first blink, watching her eyes. Okay, is it just her eye freaking out, or because she blinks fast there? Yeah, see, she doesn't blink like that on any other one, but for some. What? Yeah, see, is it just her sprite freaking out, or is she just not blinking? Or, like, because I keep seeing that her blinking is weird when she talks about when she's at this point. When she does that, there's like a moment where she blinks weird, and I'm like, is that what I'm supposed to perceive? Because I know that at this point the evidence is not helping. This is not, none of this works, and that's, oh my god, it's like, I know it's right there because I see her freaking eyes doing weird stuff, but because the only thing we have to work with is her eyes. Her mouth doesn't give away anything. Yeah, see, okay, so if I go back to this one. Yeah, see, she doesn't, but she's not blinking the whole time. It's not the same animation, just zoomed in. You'll see it. You only see it during a perceive. All right, thank you. All right, I see. Can I just say that it's like, this is making me miss the freaking, that French guy from the third game with the pink. It's making me miss that guy, and I hated him. I just didn't like having to read his dialogue out loud. It made me feel like I was like airing out a centerfold. Also, how are you doing today, Priest? It's like, it makes me feel like I'm airing out a center. It's like, no, actually, no. It makes me feel like I'm watching a romantic comedy. There's like that social anxiety that happens when I'm like watching a comedy movie where it's like I can't. And there was some dialogue that I've read that made me feel like that, but this is like, I kind of miss that because at least it was evidence-based investigation. This is like, I'm scrutinizing every goddamn detail of this person's face. Also, why is the animation different if it's supposed to be, we're supposed to look for a difference? Because that means that if I do see a difference, then I'm supposed to report it, and then if I go in and zoom in, it's not the same, then what am I looking for then? Ugh. Oh man, I'm sitting here trying to figure this out, and it's like, if every case has something like Stickler where I'm just like actually stuck for a long period of time, I'm gonna lose it. Okay, let's take a look. Maybe she'll give away something now. Oh, you know what? It's probably, you know what? It might be her throat. Hang on. Here again. Saw nothing. So I remember in one of the animations. Yeah, there it is. Gotcha! Hey, Mr. Watu's body, you say? Yes. You know something more about Mr. Watu's death than you are saying. What? I can see you trying not to remember, but the effort made you swallow. You can't fool my eyes. It is true. It was so terrible after all. Okay, there we go. Ugh. And Mr. O'Toole has to be shot. Can I just say, yeah, I think this perceive mechanic is the one thing I'm like, they shouldn't have done this. I understand that they, you know, it's like you can only do so much. Actually, no, you could do a lot with evidence. Like as we've seen with 3 whole games, and it's like, and the advances in forensic science that were happening at the same time. I'm also thinking that American TV was getting more acquainted with, for like, the expectations of forensic science, and, you know, cop procedurals were going in a more forensic direction instead of like it kind of feels like the first 3 games were more Columbo. Like, okay, we have to solve the case with evidence and witness testimony, but at the end of the day, it's breaking through psychologically, and I feel like this isn't the same move. One moment, Lamiroir, yes? What was that you just said? Why did Mr. O'Toole have to be shot? Yes? She was hiding something, I knew it. Lamiroir, I'm afraid you haven't realized it, but your words just now contradict your testimony. Eh? How could that be? Take this. Lamiroir contradict your own testimony, and I have the evidence to prove it. I think it's the diagram. Maybe? Maybe it's a diagram? Because if she really couldn't have seen what had happened, she wouldn't have known that he was shot. Take that! I do not misunderstand the meaning of contradiction. It is you who contradict, Mr. Justice. Got... Gotta think this over. What did she say again? Why did Mr. O'Toole have to be shot? That's right. That totally contradicts her testimony. Evidence to prove it. Is it just the autopsy report? Take that! You know what? I'm this petty at this point. I'm backing up. I'm this petty at this point. Just like, fine, I guess. I'll just back it up. I'll try again. Okay, I have another question. Why does this game load so much slower than the original trilogy? I have not quite figured out what the deal is with that. Okay, well, we know where we're looking. Gotcha! Okay, there we go. Do it again. I think this is something that I have realized too, is that's not helping me stay focused, or at least stay stable, is that I know that I'm getting frustrated at times, and I know I'm letting it get in the way of my, like, deduction, because I know I need to keep myself focused, so I'm actually solving the problem and not just throwing things because I'm getting annoyed with... I think the tough thing is that it feels a little less... Like, it's obvious that you don't want to make a case... You don't want to make a mystery obvious, that's the point, but... It's different when... Because a lot of this game's design is built around... You have evidence, you use evidence to break cases. You don't rely on psychological tricks, like, alone to do that. Like, psychological tricks aren't really what... Like, the psychological tricks were using the evidence to get what you needed, not use this to figure out what the evidence means. Okay. Also, I will say, even though Lamiroir is tense right now, she is absolutely... Okay. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna be that petty. I don't care anymore. I'm just like... I'm making that face that Kermit makes, that scrunched up face. I'm making that behind, but like, my expression may show smug enjoyment, but I'm like... Okay. What? Oh, jeez. Which evidence am I looking at here? It's just like, so it's not the brooch, it's like it. Is it this? Am I just like, do I just not even have the evidence? Am I just, is this just like a big ploy on Apollo Justice just to dunk on him repeatedly? Is this what we wanted? I'm trying to, because it's none of the evidence that makes, that like logically jumps to me as, okay, this is evidence that, I guess it's because I can see how I would explain it. Did you do the diagram? She couldn't have seen. Yeah, I did do the diagram, and she said no to that one too. So that's kind of what's getting me a bit heated, is that because I did the diagram. I've done. Actually, I did that entire second page. Well, I think it's second or third. Yeah, I did this entire second page. I did all three of these already. Which just doesn't make sense. I don't understand. It's like, these all have, like, these are all, like, evidence to the... And I can only presume that what it is once I get this first piece, I use one of these three to do the next step, then another one to do the next step. And I can see that the thing is, like, I'm probably ahead... Because I have the right idea, I can see the rest of the evidence. Because we have all of this. It's just, it's this, isn't it? How did you know he had been shot? Oh, well, immediately following the incident, a gag order was placed on the scene. You know, I feel... The problem is that I feel both stupid that I didn't think about that, and also very frustrated that it's not actually... That's not even... Like, my brain didn't even qualify it as evidence. I know why, too, because it's just like, oh, okay, it's just there. Oh, my God. And I see the logic now, and I don't feel... Okay, that doesn't count as backseating. It's not really backseating, because you just said, can I see the rest of the evidence? And I went looking through it. That's not backseating. That's just like... We were all going through... Like, I was going through the evidence. That's just like... No, don't worry. I know what explicit backseating is. It's when someone tells me what to do. Giving me ideas is one thing, because then it's like, oh, what? It's like... Or like, gentle idea giving, where it's like, what does that thing do? Or like, whatever. It's like, that's one thing, but like... Direct order... To me, backseating is direct ordering. That's what it is for me. Hey, give ideas because I know most of it. That's fair. That's fair. I think the thing with this right now is that I don't feel smarter having figured it out. I just feel like I feel like I'm kind of stupid for not seeing it. This is the document proving that. In your testimony, you told the court, no one told me anything about the incident. Ah. Furthermore, you testified that you had seen nothing. Yet you knew that Miss Watus had been shot. How could you have known? Yaurk. This is why I don't play these games. It's like, I generally really enjoy these games. I think right now, Lamiroir, you are hiding something from this court, I hope. That sweet song of hers was sounding a little too sweet. I think the problem is it's specifically like the Panties Claw glass stream. Yes. Where it's like, I think the problem is that it feels like certain evidence, like, I don't feel like, how do I put it? I think I see the general problem on my perspective, where it's that I think that they juggle too much with every scene. So the problem is that I have to keep track of a lot more in these first couple of cases. Like, we had a fair bit of evidence in... My comparisons are to, like, the Steel Samurai case. And I'm thinking of, like, the second and third cases of the first three games. And it's like, they gave us a fair bit of evidence, but usually we could figure out, like, okay, 2 to 3 of these pieces are going to matter right now. And it's also easier to put the evidence to the testimony, because it's usually once or twice we use each piece, right? And I think the problem is that, like, this court record, the other problem is that I think these three, I feel like, are, like, my brain assumed that they were more like puzzle pieces to help me figure out the context of other clues, not that they would be defining evidence in their own right. And I'm guessing now that maybe some part of me is just not being as careful as I could be, but the tough thing is it doesn't feel like an aha moment. It feels like, well, why didn't I think of that? Which I think that that's a bit of a common trend right now, is that, like, at the end of case 2, we did have these aha moments, like we were getting it right, but it came after a bunch of, well, why didn't I think of that? Like, I didn't feel like it didn't really feel like I was figuring stuff out. It felt like I had narrowed it down with process of elimination rather than figuring it out, which I think has been part of why this hasn't felt as smooth a process, like, story-wise. Because some of the cases have been really interesting. It's just like, it doesn't feel like I'm on the same page as Apollo. It feels like I'm figuring out a bunch of other stuff, but me and Apollo are definitely not on the same page. But now I remember. Please, allow me to add to my testimony. Of course. All we want to know is the truth. She looks kind of pale, huh? She saw something, I know it. Ah, jeez. Yeah, I think... and it's one of those things where... I think this is something that the original game had a lot of luxury in, was that it also had less mechanics. There were less things going on, so it had to do a lot of its work with evidence only. The special episode, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the special episode in the third game was the only time that they actually, or is it the first game? Well, the point is, the case with Emma, that was the only time they ever had you use, like, you used people evidence, I think. And it's like all three games did a really good job of using evidence to crack cases, whereas this is a lot less, it's a lot less physically grounded. I saw bullet holes in the wall and knew Mr. Otus had been shot. I'm trying to, like... I'm trying to not let my... I'm not trying to not... Because I know that this is all... I know this is an evidence lie. Because it's the diagram. It's this again. Lamiroir, they call you the siren of the ballad. The lies are hardly becoming such a creature. A put-down worthy of our prosecutor, Mr. Justice. Such put-downs are hardly becoming of you, Apollo. Stop polishing your forehead and start polishing your character, yeah? Come on, can't it be cool for once? Observe the diagram. Lamiroir, you looked in from the door for just a moment, correct? Yes, that is so. There were bullet holes in the room, yes. But they were in the wall the door is on. You see? Assuming you merely glanced into the room, you couldn't have seen those bullet holes. Well, she technically could have, but... Lamiroir, yes. I'm afraid the defense has raised a good point. It appears you have been holding back something. And I must tell you what it is that I saw. Yes. The happenings in this trial are being recorded, and I'm certain it will be on the news in Borginia. I understand your reputation is at stake. It falls to you to avoid tarnishing it. Personally speaking, I still believe that cross-examining her will yield us absolutely nothing. But she knew how Mr. Otus died, and he named her as a witness. You must have seen something, Lamiroir. Very well. Lamiroir, please continue your testimony. Very well, I shall. Okay. What do we got? I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it. She saw through the window? There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. But it wasn't Machi. It was a grown person. I know it was. So you did witness the crime, and the killer was a grown person, you say? Ah, this is my first time hearing this, I assure you. Nice play, Air Forehead. Very well, Mr. Justice. You may begin your cross-examination. Get going, Apollo. You were right about Lamiroir. What's wrong? You don't look too happy. This whole thing smells fishy. That's what's wrong. Oh, jeez. I feel like it's a lot more, like, my brain has to do... It's good that I have to do a lot more work to figure things out, but... Okay. I'll just start pressing stuff. Good times of Foxy happening. 5-stream streak. Pretty good. Heading towards the dressing room. Yes. So this is a little before she opened the dressing room door and dropped her brooch. About the same time Emma and I heard those shots. It's on my way back. Something like a little window there. That's how I saw it. Okay, so that's how... what exactly is something like a little window? Yes, well, window is the best word I know in English. I think this is how it is said, yes. You need not worry, Lamiroir. Your choice of words is impeccable. There's a small window in the dressing room in question. Perhaps the defense remembers this detail. Little window on the wall. I don't know why, but it looks like she's like... saw the crime from there. Why are you hesitating there? On a side note, I have a question. Why does it look like she's like badly comped in here? Like she looks like she's like photoshopped in. Is that weird? Like not like photoshopped per se, but like it looks like it kind of looks like it's composited. Like it looks like a composited image. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. You are certain you heard 2 shots fired? Yes, quite certain. I was on my way to the backstage exit. This is when I heard a faint sound like a gunshot. Wondering what it had been, appeared through the window. That is when I heard the second gunshot, much closer. There were 2 bullet holes at the scene. No contradiction so far. There was nothing I could do. Okay. But it wasn't Machi. Alright, I want to press this really quick. It wasn't Machi who shot. Are you sure? Yes, quite certain. It amuses me that you would question her testimony. It is testimony in your favor. Isn't it my job to object? Yeah, Paul, what were you thinking? Seriously, let's just listen to what Miroir has to say. Can you tell me how you were so sure? Yes, of course. You see... Okay, it was a grown person. I know it was. A grown person. That's a little vague. I am sorry. My skill with your language is lacking, I know. Certainly you could at least see whether the shooter was male or female. It was a man, a young man. And you're sure of that? Yes. His voice was quite clear. Voice. Looking at this diagram, it seems the dressing room was quite cluttered. It does seem likely you wouldn't have had a clear view of the shooter. As a singer, I rely more on my ears than my eyes. When I hear a voice, I do not forget it. That voice was the voice of a man. So you heard a voice, but wait. Couldn't that have been the victim, Mr. Latouche? Absolutely not. Did I not just say that I do not forget a voice? If it was Mr. Latouche who spoke, I would have known. Interesting that she got antagonistic there. Indeed. This turns out to be true. It would cast this case in a considerably different light. Okay. What is the defense's opinion of this testimony? I mean... I don't... I mean, it's good. Well, I'd have to say it's pretty good. Vital, even. But the shooter wasn't Machi. Surely you can't be serious, Air Forehead. Why not? Lamiroir, I understand why you would want to protect Machi. Yet remember, you are the siren of the ballad. And lies do not become such a creature. What does the prosecution mean? Oh god. How come no one bats an eye when he says stuff like that? Recall the state of the crime scene quite well. State of the room. Yes, and when the murder took place, that window was closed. It's... See? Find it hard to believe you could hear a voice through it. Lamiroir, I have nothing but the highest regard for your musical sense, but my opinion of you as a witness is somewhat lesser. Objection! She's the only eyewitness we have. Objection! So you say, and the victim named her, the siren, as the witness. That's right. So, Mr. Latouche, heard your claim, we even entertained the possibility, and it brought us to this. Air Judge, yes? Prosecution requests that the witness be excused. Please. I'm afraid I must honor the prosecution's request. It's indeed a question of the witness's credibility. But if Lamiroir can't testify... Donka, now where were we? Yes, I would like to hear from Fraulein Detective again. Cross-examination is already over. So such time as the need arises, this witness may leave the stand. Okay, so that's a game over. You know what? I'm gonna go back. Yeah, I can already see it. If Emma testifies again, I think we lose. I have to go back. Alright. I need to pull more out of it. Ugh. See, I think the tough thing is that it feels like we have to go against every single instinct we have Though it pains me to say this, there's something about Lamiroir's testimony that rings false. Bravo, Air Forehead. You're colder than I thought. Nuh-uh. But you remember the problem as well as I do. As been established, no grown man could pass through that air vent. He couldn't have fled the scene of the crime. But that means Lamiroir has to be lying. I know, and I know it's bad for our case, but I can't shut my eyes to this. Believe me, the idea was tempting. It is as Air Forehead says, yet this is not the only contradiction within her testimony. What next? What's he talking about? Lamiroir. I understand why you would want to protect Machi, yet remember, you are the siren of the ballad. And lies do not become such a creature. Is this the same thing? Okay, so... It's the tough thing is I don't know which way we're supposed to go, because it seems like both ways are important. And the murder took place, the window was closed. Does it matter? Let's see, I have nothing but the highest regard for you. Is it the same? Wait, is it the same? Objection! She's the only eyewitness we have. Objection! They say and the victim named her the siren as the witness. That's right. It's a Mr. Otus. Okay, so is it the exact same dialogue? Is it the same? I really hope it's not exactly the same. Oh, man. Okay. Objection! Okay. I'm sorry for going quiet for a moment. I'm just... I think what gets me a little bit here is that basically means that the choice meant nothing. So it's neither a choice or an option, and basically means that it's the same. It's one of those you have two choices. Well, actually, no, it's not a choice. That's the thing. It boils down to you just get a different flavor of the same landing spot. And I don't know why, but something about that actually gets... You know what it is? I know why it frustrates me. Because in that special case... In that, like, with Emma's first case, with the case with Emma in the first game, that was the additional thing from the DS games. That case with Emma explicitly has a moment where you have to do something like this. And my thought process was, okay, well, maybe I just did it wrong, and I'd be rewarded for going against my instincts there. But it's not even a choice, it's just a different route to the same spot. And this game doesn't do that. Like, or at least the last 3 games have taught me they don't do that. You don't make something like that where the choice doesn't matter. Because that's something that I think Ace Attorney doesn't do, is they don't make choices that don't matter. Like, if you're gonna make a choice, it should matter. But... I just like saying the same thing twice, and I never repeat a song for an encore. If you would, Miss Sky, I believe I was saying that the only way Mr. Otus's killer could have escaped was through that air vent on the ceiling. Yes, there was only one door in the room, and a witness, you, was standing in front of it. That air vent isn't very big, see. Kind of limits the people who could possibly get through. So I'd have a difficult time. You sure would. Not that you would have been there in the first place, though. Remember, the whole backstage area was off limits to people not involved with the concert. The only one who meets the conditions for our killer is the defendant. Virtuoso performance. Couldn't have put it better myself. She does state a clear case. Though reading the report, something caught my eye. Oh, what's that? The circumstances of the defendant's arrest. Oh. Hey, that's right, Apollo. Remember when we found Machi? That was weird. She's right. Why did Mr. Latus's body disappear from the room? And end up on top of that stage tower? Holding a guitar, no less. Perceptive observation, Air Judge. Thanks. It was kind of an accident, really. But you work in this job long enough, you get a nose for things. Judge sure seems pleased with himself. Very good, Fraulein Detective. Perhaps you can tie it all together for us. Why was the body moved? And how does that lead us to the killer? Okay, so... I don't know why, but something about that exact moment rubs me the wrong way. And I think it might just be precedent. But... also... I feel like I'm not actually investigating. It feels kind of like I'm getting to the story, not necessarily solving the case. I believe Machi stole the body because of some lyrics. He moved the body to match Lamiroir's song. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim, and Machi practically left his signature at the scene. All this evidence clearly points to the defendant. What? The signature? What? Lamiroir's song. Yes, the guitar serenade. You noticed it's code too, did you not? It's code. All the events that day followed the lyrics to our song. First, the keys my heart held onto so tightly were stolen. Then Prosecutor Gav's guitar burst into flames on stage. Mr. Latus's life was taken by a bullet. The rest hardly needs explanation. Guitar, up together to the sky. That's mad. It's like a story out of some fairy tale. On a side note, why did Apollo need to be reminded of this? He was right there. I admit I'd forgotten about the song. But there it is now waiting for me, the grand finale as it were. Hey, you know I was the one who first noticed that. Heard of jumping rope to songs and counting to songs, but killing? I mean, some people like doom music for that. It's a wild world out there, Judge. How many rock references are we gonna have? I noticed it that time too. Cat Stevens looking. I saw that. I know that one. Heard one song and dance to get on to the next, the cross-examination. Sure I'm gonna be doing much singing. Oh, brother and a half. Alright, let's see. Believe Machi stole the body because of some lyrics. Move the body to match who formerly known as Cat Stevens. Formerly known? Then again, I don't. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim. Okay, I need to press this one. What do you mean by his signature? The bullet holes in the wall, of course. The bullet holes. The revolver was fired twice. One shot missed and left a hole in the wall. Yeah, he changed his name and changed religion and changed his name. Oh, I see. I didn't know that. I actually didn't know that. I just know the music made by the person at the time named Cat Stevens, because it's listed as Cat Stevens everywhere still. Picture the shooter facing off with the victim in there. They can't have been more than 5 feet apart. It would be difficult, almost impossible to miss at that range. Difficult to miss, you say? Very. Assuming the shooter could properly aim. No, you can't be serious. Machi, he can't see. That's why he missed? It's the only explanation that makes sense. He used sound and other senses to fire the gun. Poorly. That reminds me, the monitor in that room was blaring at the time, yeah? Hardly ideal conditions for tracking by sound. A blind shooter. No wonder he missed. Knew those bullet holes would come back to haunt me. Think, Justice, what would I do now? He couldn't see, so the first shot missed. As explanations go, it's airtight. It appears the shooter did leave his signature. Bad for our young defendant. Witness may continue with their testimony. Okay. All this evidence clearly points to the defendant. Okay, we're gonna try contradicting it, but I feel like I feel like I'm Actually left a signature at the scene. Okay. I feel like, again, it feels less like I feel like I'm trying to throw things at the wall rather than actually figuring out what I'm doing here. So, yeah, the shooting. I guess the other problem is, how would he have even picked up a gun in the first place? There were bullet holes left in the wall. Doesn't prove the shooter couldn't see. Oh, how so? There could have been a struggle with the victim. That's certainly possible. And it might have been the revolver's fault. The revolver? The revolver was a very large caliber, correct? The shooter wasn't used to firing such a large weapon. Why, it could dislocate their shoulder. Exactly. The defendant, Machi Tabaye, is, as you can see, tiny. It's not so hard to picture him firing the gun and missing entirely. Kickback alone would throw off his aim. Convincing argument, to be sure. Apollo? Huh? What? A bit about Machi being tiny. And the gun throwing off his aim? Are you kind of, admitting that he did it? As the shooter was without a doubt the defendant. Even the defense seems to agree on that point. If you would, Fraulein Detective. Wait, so even that doesn't... I'm sorry for, like, I need to, like... Let me take a moment. I need to drink some water. Hang on. I think it's because this case is making my... It's like, I feel like these cases are more like brain exercises rather than... Okay. Even though Machi's case is leaky water by the gallon, Gavin's on a roll and it's up to me to stop him. Got it. Okay. Stole the body because of some lyrics. Moved the body to match Lamiroir's song. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim. I'm trying to figure out what is the problem here. I feel like this here, I don't know what it is, but it's just like I feel like the fact alone that nobody questions that a blind person can shoot a gun with any amount of accuracy is just confusing to me, but also, why is that even like it's like they're treating it like it's a non-factor, and that confuses the crap out of me. Okay. From the state of the crime scene, I conclude the shooter was blind. Wait, what? Can't say he was blind just because of those bullet holes in the wall. They've proven that. I wouldn't call it proof per se, huh? You merely raised a possibility. Fraulein detectives made a most logical conjecture based upon the evidence. Of course, there is more evidence than just bullet holes. Defendant was the only one who could have escaped through the air vent. I'm gonna get the boy. Boy, help. If he was blind, how would he know about the air vent in the first place? Ah, a very good point. Well, Fraulein Detective, if you would care to explain. Sir, he seems sure of himself. Recall the crime scene if you would. There's a stepladder below the air vent. As it happens, maintenance was scheduled for that day. Custodial staff went around checking all the air vents. I don't believe it. Everyone backstage was told about the maintenance, including Machi Tabaye. He would have known that there was a way out to the top of the step at that step ladder, but that's... Why is this the first time I'm hearing about this? You could have figured it out for yourself. You only needed to consider what that step ladder was doing there. Looks like the defense's objection has been squished by a step ladder. Out of ammunition, perhaps. Never seen Prosecutor Gavin so aggressive. He's caught the scent of blood. Paul, don't you have something? Anything? You know what we need? We need something to prove the killer could see. That'll put him in his place. Proving the shooter was sighted would do it. Oh, brother and a half. The signature is smudged, but I don't know what that is. I'll take that one of their central points. Do I have any evidence that can prove that, though? Prove that he was sighted. Well, you have to save. Well, you're gonna save here anyway, but okay. Where Present evidence. Fine, I accept the prosecution's challenge, as I knew you would, Air Forehead. Well, exactly what am I up against here? The prosecution is saying the shooter missed because they couldn't see. Therefore, Machi, who's blind, did it. Defense will please present their evidence. Evidence that overturns the prosecution's claim that the shooter couldn't see.
Take that!
This is that evidence. The photograph of the crime scene. I don't care much for the smirk of Prosecutor Gavin's face, but this is no time to think twice. And then press on. Yes, Your Honor. The crime scene. There is something in here that decisively contradicts the prosecution's point. Perhaps you best show us this something. Get your finger out of the breeze and put it to good use, yeah? Okay. Contradicting scene of the crime is... Here it is. At least now we can keep moving. Let's see. Contradiction is right here. The smeared bloodstains? Huh. I thought it was just my blurry vision, but it really was blurry. The way the victim's hand is raised above his head. Much like a gesture I have seen many times in this court. It's almost as if he wrote something. Ha, I get it. At least I think I get it. Get what, Fraulein? When Mr. Latus was shot, he tried to write something. And what would he write but the shooter's name? And what would he write it in but his own blood? Pretty good, huh? Is you're making my point for me. Yes, in fact, that's what I think happened here. That does seem to be a distinct possibility. Victim wrote the killer's name. It's certainly a logical conclusion. I wish it wasn't all rubbed out like that. Of course it's rubbed out. Why, if I were a killer, I certainly wouldn't want to leave my own name behind. Neither would I. No one has anything else to say? About what? So the prosecution accepts this. Do you agree this was the victim making an attempt to record the name of the killer? And that the killer tried to rub the name out? What's your point? What's my point? Let me ask you this. How did the killer know the victim was writing their name? Well, Mr. Atus was writing something in blood. Once the killer saw what it was... Wait. You gotta be kidding me. Once he saw what it was. But what did you just testify about the shooter? I said they were blind. Just act. Yet the crime scene itself contradicts that. The killer had to have been able to see. Why would they rub out the name in blood otherwise? Ah, there we go. May I remind the court that he is blind. He couldn't have been the shooter. Just yelling impossible. Okay, thank God, we found our way. The prosecutor, Gavin, please explain to me what all this means. I mean, looking at this photo, it seems quite clear that the shooter could see. Yet up until now, it seems I owe the court an apology. The Gaviners are a band with law enforcement ties, yet a murder occurred during our concert. Apparently, this caused some confusion over jurisdiction. The result, some reports were not filed in an entirely timely manner. I'm not sure I like the vibe I'm getting here. Hey, Apollo, look at him. Nice prosecutor Gavin all relaxed and smiling like that. Like he knows something we don't. Oh boy. I've got an idea. Let's rock. With these documents. But before that, I have a question for the Fraulein detective, if I may. What? Tell me. Okay, let's see. Why do you think that Machi Tobaye is blind? Huh? Are you saying... Of course he's blind. Of course. He's the blind pianist, right? So he's... Does Lamiroir lead him around by the hand all the time? No way. I have a report here on the defendant, Machi Tobaye. According to this, Machi Tobaye can see perfectly well. What? Okay, question. Blindness is merely a publicity ploy by this clever Borginians. He can see quite well.
Objection!
But you said... What did I say exactly? Hair forehead. Not once in the course of this trial have I claimed the defendant was blind. The only one who did was Fraulein Detective. Okay, can I just say that feels like such... Okay, then bring him in. Consider, Machi Tobaye sees, and he was the only one who could have fled through the air vent. I see no problems with this. But what about the bullet holes in the wall? Yes, the bullet holes. I believe Air Forehead neatly explained those for us. He didn't miss because he couldn't see. It was the kickback from the .45 caliber revolver. A simple accident, in other words. How's that? I'm afraid your objection is just flown off for brighter skies. I don't... This is where the real fun begins, Air Forehead. bird whenever he yells like that. Knew you didn't have what it took. You jerk. Just what was I in here for? Comic relief? What? Yeah, apologize. Oh, sorry. There's no way to apologize. He's angered the Trucy now. Look out. Hate these parts of these games. If we can please end the bickering now. Whatever, I'm not leaving. I can't leave like this. Come up with some clue to solve this case if it kills me. Your testimony already has given us enough to convict the defendant. Don't say that. Aha! This bloodstain. The criminal tried to wipe it off, right? That seems to be what happened, yes. We might be able to find out what was really written here. Really? You could do that? That's right, with this. It's called luminol. Maybe you know of it? Oh god, we did this in the DS game. Oh yes, have we done these tests? Have we done those tests yet? Yeah, as if I'm going to tell you. Bloodstains covered a section of the carpet. In order to perform blood tests, that section was removed and submitted. Perhaps we should request it here in court now. Oh, that was carpet? Right, go for it, Apollo. Oh, I have to do the test? You just have to spray the luminol on it. Simple. A chemical that reacts to blood. I've heard of this from somewhere. Okay. Yes, I believe an analysis is called for. Have at it. Okay. Right, ready? It's easy as pie. Just press A to spray an area. Here, give it a try. Eyes of the entire court are focused on me. Apollo, your hand's shaking. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like... Okay, I need to take a moment. It's like, thankfully the case is moving, but I feel like this feels less like I'm solving a case and more like I'm observing an event. Like, the events were preordained and I'm not actually discovering anything. No ad, no worries. I'm gonna... I thank God I got a soda out. Okay. I'm trying to mentally clock in. Good lordy. Okay. Think I'm back. I'm just like, I'm trying to mentally grapple with what I'm dealing with here, because it feels... I think this feels less like I'm solving the case and more like I'm along for the ride. On a... Like, granted, it's a very interesting... cop procedural, but it feels less like I'm solving a case and more like I'm being told how things happened, and I'm getting the information by correctly hitting the right, like I'm hitting the nail on the head, and that's all. That's how I get to where we're going. But this feels a lot less. I guess that's something the first three games did really well, was keeping the detective work at the forefront. Which is funny, because it's supposed to be about, like, it's supposed to be about court, but it's like, it's that gameplay loop of visual novel QuickTime events. Well, not really QuickTime events, just more like, it's like you're still solving the case, you know? It's like, okay, you look for contradictions in the evidence that allow you to get closer to the truth, because the evidence tells you something, and the people testifying tell you something that contradicts that evidence. And the gameplay loop of you search an environment for evidence and, you know, you investigate, and then you do the courtroom stuff where you break down testimonies and figure out more about what happened based on what they say happened and get closer to the truth from all the different angles. And that's an interesting gameplay loop on its own. All you have to do is come up with good cases for it. And I feel like the tough thing is that I think they overdid it on trying to both complicating the cases and also trying to obscure the hooks. Because, like, one thing that's actually quite true in a lot of the best mysteries, you know, the best, like, in the best mysteries and the best, I would say also cop dramas, is that the best ones, you could, if you have with the pieces on screen, you could figure out reasonably who the killer was if you've been paying attention. I think the one I can think of in terms of TV shows that did this pretty well was Monk. Monk did this pretty well. There are some episodes where it's like, okay, what? But they most, like 99% of the time, it's like, okay, they did a pretty good job of that. I'd say Columbo's like the prime example of how to do good mystery writing. Sherlock Holmes, obviously, a bunch of those are, like, a bunch of the original book ones are really good, like the books. I will not say the show because I don't quite like that one. Hi. Okay. Examine. We're all back now, so let's see. Wow, it really works. This must be the power of science. It says IPXX 314206. Is that the killer's name? Maybe it is, if the killer was a robot. Ha, I have it. So what is it? I thought that those letters IPXX looked familiar. This is an Interpol ID number. Interpol? You mean the International Police Agency? Yes, most are undercover agents working to solve international crimes. But why would he write that number? Why would Mr. Otus even know a number like that? Good show, Fraulein Detective. Rock on. Eh? Your Honor, we can verify this number immediately. Darian, are you there? Come up to the witness stand. Darian, you heard what we need. Go check into this Interpol ID number. Sure thing. Give me 30 minutes. No, give me 27. 27? What? I'm not sure what to think of all this. The prosecution's case is airtight, or so it seems. Yeah, if this number is really that of an Interpol agent. Oh, wait. I know. What if Machi Tabaye is really an undercover Interpol agent? That would be a possibility. 2-7. Possibility, yes. And one that would mark him as the killer for certain. Why did Latus know an Interpol ID number? Let's go. That's what I want to know. Well, we have some time while we await Darian's report. Let's work on unraveling another mystery, shall we? A curious mystery concerning Machi Tabaye. What are you talking about? Fraulein Detective, please accept my apologies. I received word that the defendant could, in fact, see just before the trial began. It seemed too much of a bother to tell you. Had me until that last bit. Does this not raise a rather straightforward question? Well, sure. Why did Machi pretend he couldn't see? Exactly, it makes little sense. What do you think, Air Forehead? Okay, well, at least we're going forward. We're good. Again, I feel like... It feels almost like the game it has something it wants you to do. And rather than... It's tough because this is actually, I will say, this is insanely hard to do, is trying to guide the player's expectations and their deductive reasoning in the same directions every time. It's like, I think the first 3 games had a much easier job of it because it, like, something about the specific cases and the scale of them, as well as the specific crimes, absolutely made it a lot... I would say it made it easier to do this sort of stuff without having it be, like, run into these hiccups. Because this sort of stuff, it's way harder to do these sorts of things. Honestly, I think of all the genres and, like, story types, I'd say story types in general, really, but I think in terms of story types, I think mysteries might be the hardest to do without, like, genuinely without having a lot of issues popping up, you know? Also, ow. I think there's, I don't know what it is, but something on my back just, like, twitched. Ow. I think it feels like a zit or something. Machi Tabaye pretended he was blind. Do you know why? How could he know? Wait, Prosecutor Gavin knows why, doesn't he? He's known from the start of the trial. He's been leading us on this whole time. Something wrong. Do you think, perhaps, this is all some kind of game? Know that the moment I heard that report, I knew why. I suppose people who have sold over 1 million records really are something else. What does that have to do with anything? Logic 3 hours of chubby emu vids? I do not know this. I do not know what that is. Was it for his own sake, getting the picture now? Was it for himself? Well, Mr. Justice, can you present evidence that shows us why the defendant had to feign blindness? Yes? Machi had no reason to pretend he couldn't see, which means, no, it couldn't be. Back person switched, that's how his organs shut down. Oh, I see. Interesting. Well, it's not even like a muscle twitch. It was just because, like, I think my skin just rubbed up against a thing. I take my cues from this guy. Very well. Look at this. This is why he was pretending he couldn't see. I think it's this. That is Lamiroir. Lamiroir and Machi Tabaye recall their relationship. In particular, their unique arrangement over the years before visiting our country. Lamiroir and her pianist. They would always walk together, she leading him by the hand. Even when they got on stage, she would lead him to the piano. He would walk all the way over there with him. That's right, because he was blind. She led him at all times, never letting him go. All times. Yeah, we have just learned something that makes their arrangement peculiar indeed. Machi could see. Why did they have to keep up this act the whole time? Wasn't it part of their performance? Okay. I think there's a simpler explanation. Machi did not need to be led by the hand at all. That can only mean one thing. Really? Really? It was all the other way around. The one who needed to be led by the hand was Lamiroir. What's this? So you mean to say that Lamiroir is... she's... Yes, Your Honor. Lamiroir is blind. What? Wait, how does that work? You gotta watch one where some lady did chiropractic stuff to get neck and died. This is crazy, Prosecutor Gavin. Is it now? Please shed some sanity on this madness. Yeah, I don't trust chiropractors anymore. Defense has made an outrageous claim. The only thing outrageous I see about the defense is his vast forehead. Yeah, I see it is not vast in vain this time. He's quite correct. But that makes no sense. Yeah, wasn't she supposed to be the landscape painter in sound or something? Well, since we have her here, why not ask Lamiroir herself? I believe she's still in the witness waiting room. Apollo, what does this mean for our case? I had no idea she couldn't see. I hadn't even imagined it until now. Bailiff, bring in Lamiroir. Lamiroir, pains me deeply to call you before us again in this way, yet I must. Please, do not be concerned on my behalf. Okay, you know, I will say, if there's anything that's been helping me in this entire case, like, I was angry earlier about trying to figure out all that nonsense, but at the same time, you know what? At least Lamiroir is really pretty. I appreciate her. I can at least appreciate this character. Even if there's some weird stuff going on, I appreciate that this is... those eyes. She really can't see. Really? It is true. How funny is it that a tiny lie born in the Burginian countryside would one day grow to entangle the entire world? So, you are... yes, as I mentioned before, I have no memory of the time before I became Lamiroir. Know too that my memories begin in darkness. The word light has no meaning for Lamiroir. I see. You may recall me saying something toward the beginning of this trial, Air Forehead. What's that? I believe I said it was unfortunate this crime had no direct witnesses. That's why the mirror didn't matter. Now, Lamiroir, I must ask you to stand once more. Will you testify to the court about your eyes? Of course. It was never my intent to deceive any of you. May I begin, Your Honor? Yes, of course. Though I admit, I'm a little lost here. I think we're all a little bit lost here, Your Honor. So you're telling me that she's 100%... wait, so she's 100% blind? I have no memory of the light. I debuted in a world of darkness and sound. My producer came up with the PR line before he knew this. So silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others. But this is a murder trial. I apologize. It was part of my contract, you see. I was to keep my blindness a secret no matter what. Music is everything for me. I never imagined something like this would... I see. She told us the truth in the beginning. When she said she saw nothing. Very well. Does the defense have anything to add? I'd like to cross-examine. But what is there left to ask? There's one thing in her testimony that bothered me. It's best to let you get it out of your system. Someday you'll come to understand the importance of thinking for yourself. However, be aware this court will not tolerate any questions deemed too stressful to the witness. Understood. Thank you. I don't know why, but I will say also, I guess I could have... I guess it's... I'm getting used to him... I don't know why it just occurred to me. Why do they keep saying Apollo's forehead is huge? It's not that much. It's not that big. Let me ask about that and I'll be happy. His forehead isn't that big. I have no memory of the light. I debuted in a world of darkness and sound. Producer came with my PR line before he knew this. Yeah, he'll just press stuff. Perhaps your music reminded him of the Borginian scenery? Ah, no, it was quite the opposite. The opposite? According to my producer, my music has a certain global quality. Global? Multicultural, if you will, hard to pin to one region. When people listen to it, they picture the country closest to their hearts. Which is why my music has reached so many. What a lovely story. Sounds like this producer might have known what he was doing after all. My songs are nothing more than a white canvas. To me, the real landscape painters are the listeners. When I think of that, I do not mind how I am represented to the world so much. Okay. Yet one thing quickly led to another. As silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Was that to protect your image as the landscape painter and sound? That does not matter so much to me, really. But the label's quite concerned about it, I think. Landscape painter who can't see. That's like a pianist who can't play, huh? Not sure you can compare your father to Lamiroir. The world of commercial music is filled with these little white lies. Nothing is sacred when it comes to publicity. You know, that I understand that. Also, we're well past the hour mark, so I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone has a good week planned. It is the week of Thanksgiving, that's why we're streaming Tuesday instead of Thursday, so for all the non-Americans out there, I hope you have a wonderful week, and for the Americans, I hope that you have enough food to feed everybody. Because I know that some households are going to be real loud and crazy this week, so hope everyone's able to have their fun. Oh, jeez. Need to stretch really quick. Ah, man. And... ah, jeez. I would also say that I got some good work done. I do have something ready. Some Black Friday nonsense. Yes, I will be personally avoiding leaving the house on Friday. Even outside the US. Yeah, I hope that for those who go to do Black Friday shopping in person, I pray for your safety. And for the rest of us, I pray that the house stays quiet. And yep, one whole month of it. Yep. And yeah, I do know. I do hope that we all get to have our quiet moments in between the loud and fun stuff. Oh man, never chaotic in the UK. It's just online shopping all the time. Yeah. Wish my dad still have Mrs. Thanksgiving cooking. Aw, yeah. I think of all the things in Thanksgiving I kind of miss was like I can make an apple pie now. I can do that stuff, but my grandma's apple pie is like the that was like the prime time stuff, you know. That was the big ticket, you know. But I think more so than the food, I think I just miss how big Thanksgiving dinners used to feel, because it used to be like, you know, everybody was there. Nowadays, it's not nearly so large. I think that's just like it's just how life happened, but it's like I kind of miss the largeness of the event, you know. But nevertheless. Oh man, but I should have I should have a special release tomorrow, like a special thing coming out tomorrow, because I've had some little project on the side that I've been working on, and it's also going to be two things coming out together. So I hope that you guys are able to see that stuff. Definitely a bit of a surprise, so because it's one last thing I'm going to do before I go on vacation for a little bit. Like I say vacation, but it's, you know, Thanksgiving. Guess I'll just ask really quick. When you say your staff, do you include Mr. Latouche? Of course, he was my manager, so he knew, and that's what's been bugging me. Doesn't matter, Mr. Justice. I believe I know what is bothering our young defense attorney. You are thinking of when you discovered the body, yes? Is he right, Apollo? Yes, I was. Actually, this is kind of a reasonable thing to ask about. Witness can't see. Oh, so the witness can't... He was trying to say that the witness can't see. Mr. Latouche told me to ask the witness and he named you. Why would he do that? He knew you were blind. I don't know. What did I just say? You need to learn to think for yourself. Meaning what? There is no mystery here if you recall everything he said. Think of his last words once more. The witness, Siren, heard them many times, along with a little play acting by our defense. Remember them well myself, but that statement is not to what I refer. I mean what he said before that. Before? Okay, before... That's right. He tried to tell you. When he said can't see, he wasn't talking about himself. He was talking about the witness. I see. Too bad the defense did not. Well, Air Forehead, try relaxing and looking at the facts first next time. I feel like... Well, recall Lamiroir's earlier testimony. On my way from the stage to the backstage exit, there were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. But she couldn't have heard those gunshots. I thought we proved that. That is not the most important point here. The moment he was shot, Mr. Latouche witnessed her through that window. Why else would he have named her as the witness? But I really did hear them, 2 gunshots, and the man's voice. Unfortunately, such a thing was impossible. The window was closed. We've already run a simulation, of course. But it was so clear. If I heard that voice again, I would know it in an instant. Your Honor. What is it, Bailiff? Can you see we're in session here? We have the results back from the investigation. The investigation? Oh, the Interpol number that Mr. Latus left us. Well, let's hear it. We will continue this cross-examination afterward. Detective Crescend, your report, please. If she speaks up immediately, I'm gonna be upset. I asked Interpol about that number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing. Quick work as always, Darian. Well, tell us about the number. Is the defendant a secret agent? IPXX 314206. The agent registered under this number was Romain Latus. What? Our undercover Interpol agent was Mr. Latus himself. He was apparently in the middle of an operation. So when he wrote those letters, he was trying to tell us his own identity, and a cautious killer tried to wipe them away. So Mr. Latus is an Interpol agent, so him being Lamiroir's manager was just a cover, most likely. There's one other important detail I found. Okay. Concerns that .45 caliber revolver, the murder weapon. Apparently it belonged to Romain Latus. He had an Interpol permit to carry firearms. And the registration number on the revolver matched. So the victim was killed with his own weapon, which makes sense. Hard to imagine someone who wasn't an Interpol agent with such a large revolver. Okay, so this is entering international law. Okay. So you gotta tie in somehow, you'd think. Yeah, somehow. Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Crescend. It's a great help. Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out. Hold it. Wait, Lamiroir, is something the matter? That voice just now. Darian? Mr. Darian, is it? It was him. I am sure of it. It was him? You aren't saying. That voice I heard, talking to Mr. Latus. When I heard the gunshots fired, it was him. It was Mr. Darian. This is some kind of a joke. Did he just emit a guitar chord from his brain? What? No way. Oh. Okay. The courtroom fell into such a chaotic state the trial had to be suspended temporarily. I'd never seen that happen before. Of course, it's not every day you get an accusation like that one. Lamiroir fingering Darian Crescend. Not only is he a guitarist, he's a detective. I never forget a voice. Can I just say, you know what's one thing that kind of confuses me a little bit about that specifically? Is that why wouldn't people immediately think it was him? Because his guitar was on the body. She what now? Could have really been his voice Lamiroir heard. Need to change it fast and frankly. Oh yeah, now I see what you mean now. Where is it? Oh yeah. Yeah, now I see it. Yeah. God dang it. Hey, no wimping out now, Apollo. Oh, hey, I'm Jersey. Oh my god. Okay, it was like, it's a bit too much. It's a bit too much all at once. Again, I feel like it's like one too many moving parts, you know? Like, it's just one too many moving things at the same time. Alright, we're going forward, though. Just so many moving parts all at the same time. Hey, Apollo, what? Well, you know... Actually, nothing. I mean, something. Maybe not. Thanks, Jersey, that was... Oh, the suspense is giving me an ulcer. Well, you know, the trial today, I was thinking... If you gave it a score, what score would you give it? Score? G. Yes, okay, guys, stop wasting time. As bad as you see, it's so vague. Clearly. Machi avoided a guilty verdict or something, though I can't say I'm any less confused about the case. Ask Interpol about the number. Yeah, so... We just saw this! We just saw this! We don't need a flashback to this! We just saw, like... I understand, like, okay, we say, you know, you save the game, maybe you'll quit and, like, put it down, but, like... I don't know, man. How many people would get to this part in a case, save their game, turn it off? Like, it was a mobile game? Well, it was a DS game, that's the thing. I know it was a DS game, but, like... You know, I don't know why, but hearing it being referred to as a mobile game just made my head, like, is it not a console? That, I guess it's true, it is a handheld game, but it still feels like, sorry, that was odd phrasing. No, it really did just like, because you're not wrong, it just felt strange, you know? It's like you're not, it's like you're 100% right, but it also made me feel like, was I a mobile gamer when I had a Game Boy? Was that how that worked? It just kind of like made me like reconcile my entire childhood as like I was playing mobile games since I was a boy. Like, I don't know, that's a different one. But no matter the case though, I guess it's just like I recognize that doing that sort of let's remind you what you're doing is important, but it feels odd to have it right after that, because I feel like most players would not stop right there and then let it and then like go. Okay, we don't have any idea what he was investigating. Consoles plugged into a TV, handhelds or DSs, Game Boys, etc. Mobiles make phone calls and can play games. Well, I mean, you know, I'm gonna look up something really quick. I am curious, what is the definition of a mobile game? I just want to see what is the agreed upon definition. Well, no, that's the thing. Now I'm curious. What is the difference between, let's see, mobile games are designed for mobile devices and focus on touch interactions and on-the-go play. Okay, now this is a weird one, actually. No, it says touch interactions and on-the-go play. So here's the thing. Here's the problem. The touch interactions bit is where we have a gray area, because the DS is touch interactions. Kind of work since they work on tablets, so the DS, it was touch. Yes. So this does actually present a interesting question that mobile, because the thing is, mobile games have changed in the time since handheld. The DS is a mobile console, right? Is the DS wait is the DS referred to as a mobile console? I just want to know, like, what do they refer to it as? Nintendo DS. Yep, foldable handheld game console. Yep, okay, got it. Nobody ever called it that back in the day? Vomits. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. DS Plus became blur. See, here's the thing. It's like, that's the thing. We want to have the defined answer so we can look at it, but it says portable console, like handheld console, so they refer to it as a handheld console, even though the DS does technically meet all the criteria of like basically a tablet. It meets the criteria. Like, not both screens aren't touch screens, but it does have a touch screen, and those are the most widely used term. Yeah. It's just fascinating to consider, though, because, like, taking our language right now and taking it back just 20 years, we suddenly have a very interesting application that we actually do have a weird drift, that we have things that meet the criteria of being a mobile game. Nice, it's just stupid we could do this with language. I don't think it's stupid we could do it with language. It's just fascinating. To me, it's sort of like how retroactively, every time someone says Among Us in fiction, is like every time someone says Among Us in fiction, now it's funny. It's that as language evolves and our usage of it evolves, some things retroactively gain new meaning because of how our societies have evolved. And in this particular case, it is fascinating that, by the definitions, if the DS was made today, it would classify as a handheld. It's like what I watched earlier on Firearm Bands, the Gyrojet. Is it a firearm, explosive, or something else? Raw dogging has a new meaning. True. But yeah, it's like, it's kind of fascinating because of how, because like the DS, if it was made today, would classify as a mobile, like they would try to say it's a handheld device, but it's like, it's a mobile game. It's a game that moves. Let's see, but we know who shot him now. So, Darian was talking to Latouche before everything happened. It's another mystery, Apollo. I love mysteries. Thanks, Trucy. I don't. Speaking of mysteries, what's Mr. Wright up to? I wouldn't mind asking his opinion. Now that you mention it, I haven't seen Daddy around. Okay. What, is he some kind of stray that just wanders in and out at will? I wouldn't say that, but he has been going out a lot. Some top secret mission, he said. Top secret? Anyway, you can't just rely on him to save the day. You've got me to help you. We'll be fine. Fine, right. Well, time's a-wasting, as they say. Let's investigate. Phoenix wants to lap milk from a saucer. He's a stray cat. Okay, let's go talk to people. Sunshine Coliseum? What is this? But yeah, I think it's kind of interesting now that I'm looking at like the DS. It's like, because like I guess the thing is like on the loosest definitions with mobile gaming, it's that because back in the day we had a very specific like phones and gaming were two very distinct things. Even though phones had games on them, we had like Snake and stuff. As long as phones had a display screen, it was possible for them to have a game because like Snake was on there. I believe my very first cell phone had a variant of like a picture matching game, like a picture thing. Let's go to the new place first. I'm curious what this is. Oh, this is the place that the concert was at. I see. What a great day. It's perfect weather for sleuthing. The weather matters for an investigation. Don't some days just feel like magic days or defense days? Sure, let's get started, shall we? Right, Han, show us your stuff, Apollo. What stuff? Your voice training. This is the perfect place for it. Did enough at home, thanks. I don't know why, but I like the tiny little, like, she's bouncing on her feet movement that, Trucy... Maya had it too, but I like that. I like Trucy's a bit more. She really is drawn like Maya, that's crazy. No need to be shy. Keep that up and you'll never make it on the big stage. Happy in the courtroom, thank you. Wiki basically says anything not plugged into the wall is mobile gaming. You're luck because it's lawyer weather today. Putting games on graphing calculators. Okay, yeah, that's the thing. The key is that the thing with mobile gaming is that it's meant to be something that as long as it can be taken on the go, it is still a mobile game. And even though that definition feels very weird, it's like I do consider that with the age of like digital devices, it's fascinating to consider that, yeah, devices... Actually, I guess funny thing with, like, graphing calculators is that I remember hearing people putting Doom on their TI-84, among other games, so... Kind of wish I did back then, but I never got around to it. Shouldn't face the blue sky and shout objection. Like, the weather's nothing to do with lawyers. Let's get it going already. Alright, so can I go inside? Oh, I can go back in. Okay, interesting. They have a blimp? Oh, look, a blimp. Those balloons next to it have sponsor ads on them. Let's see. Big sale, all shirts 50% off. Oh, it's an ad for the department store next door. Does that mean playing Doom on a lawnmower makes the lawnmower a mobile console? Yes. If you have a touchscreen on your lawnmower and you can play Doom on it, it's a mobile game now. We had Tetris and Mario on our calculators 10 plus years ago. Yes, because in the 2010s, I did have... People were able to get those games on the TI... Yeah, TI-83s and 84s could run some very basic games. They're pretty good. I mean, granted, the TI-84 is basically the same power as the, like, original Game Boy, so, I mean, that makes sense. It does make sense. It's just weird. TI-89 was my era. I forget, where is mine? Is it somewhere near here? Oh, no, it'd be up... I think it's upstairs. It would be up in my room, I think. So I think it would be in my college stuff, because I had the same calculator from high school into college. I didn't use it nearly as much as oh, the blue badger. That's adorable. This painting is really good, by the way. It's that creature there. Ooh, that's the police mascot, the blue badger. It's life-size. Haven't you seen them around town, patrolling the streets? Yes, now even Law & Order has a mascot. I'd run from that thing even if I wasn't a criminal. I just had wobble like that when it walks. It's freaky. I don't think you're showing true blue badger spirit, Apollo. Okay, so we can go investigate the room. We'll go check stuff out. Backstage hallway. Oh, hi, Lamiroir. Ah, Mr. Attorney. Lamiroir, I'm sorry about today. There's nothing you need to apologize for. You're merely defending Machi. Are you okay? Hello, and I mean. Humans are blessed with 5 senses. Even robbed of one, we get by. Though it does make being a witness rather difficult. Speaking of seeing, you knew who we were before we spotted you just now, and we weren't even talking. I heard your footsteps several times the day before. Ah, you must have great ears. Ears that heard the crime taking place. Or so she claimed yesterday, but how? Yeah, I think I just... You know what? It's very weird, it's very bizarre, but it's like, I feel like every time I see Lamiroir, I'm like, you know what? I'm okay. That case was stressful. The case is stressful, but you know what? I'm okay. That was quite a statement you made today in court, about hearing Darian Crescent's voice at the scene of the crime. I did not know his name, but I never forget a voice. I wonder how they played this out in the anime. Did they do an anime for this one? Kind of wondering if they did an anime for this, for Apollo Justice. As I said in court, I was on my way backstage from the stage. That is when I heard his voice. Guessing Darian and Mr. O'Toole were talking about something. The next moment, I heard those gunshots. I need to call security. To be honest, though, the noise was quite frightening. I never imagined the gunshots might be real. And I was in quite a hurry myself. I left the scene at once. But it really was Darian's voice that she heard. At least she certainly thinks it was. Okay. Met Machi before my debut as Lamiroir. I was singing in a restaurant in Borginia, and he was playing the piano. Yes, okay. He was very kind to me when he learned I could not see. Is that when you started playing opposites? With Machi pretending he couldn't see? No, it wasn't then. That began after our major debut. After I became known as the landscape painter in sound. Must have been tough for Machi, pretending he couldn't see, and all the while acting as your eyes. We held hands always. He would write with his finger on my palm to signal to me things I should know. He's a smart, gentle boy. I think I see what she's getting at. Machi would never harm a soul. Okay. About Mr. Latus. Ah yes, he was an Interpol agent, I hear. So you had no idea? Of course not. No one did. I think it's funny that he just became a manager just for the sake of that. This is what it means to be undercover. But someone was after him. They had to know who he really was. Why did he pose as my manager? I do not understand. Aww. I have no idea. I can only assume that he was investigating me, but why? What makes you think that? Perhaps it is not so, but I cannot deny the possibility. Because of my condition. As my present is veiled in darkness, so too is my past clouded from memory. Clouded, right. The darkness that I fear is not the darkness I see whenever I open my eyes. The real darkness lies in your heart. What is this? We got Kingdom Hearts stuff going on. I have no memory of the time before I became Lamiroir. I woke from darkness into darkness, you might say. I was singing in a restaurant those days. What was it that she said about not being able to remember the light? Do not know my past. Perhaps I committed some terrible crime in my past. Everything before becoming Lamiroir is lost to me. No, thank you. I can think of no other explanation. Why else would an agent of Interpol approach me? Do you think your past might be related to this case? No way, that seems really unlikely to me. I mean, you're such a sweet person, Lamiroir. So she has amnesia, so I guess funny thing, this game actually is following the real medical rules of amnesia, where it's like you can't just magically get memories back, but I imagine if she gets, it might be a trauma thing, so she might get them back, but okay. I'm gonna examine that earpiece now, because now we might be able to take it with us. That's been lying there since the day before yesterday. It's small, maybe no one's noticed it. I kinda want to pick it up. It'd make a cool souvenir, don't you think? It does stick out of my mind for some reason. We're not gonna take it? It's on the ground? You kidding me? Okay, let's go check out Gaviner's dressing room. We'll go do the stage first, then we'll do the other ones. Nope, never mind. Okay, we'll go do the dressing rooms. Okay. I think it's also because the Lamiroir's music is really calming, so it's easy to appreciate. Did we check? Is there anything we can... I guess I'll go check the crime scene again while we're here. I don't know. Move. Let's go check the scene of the crime. Examine. Man, there's not really much I can examine now, huh? This is the window where Lamiroir saw the crime from. I wish it was that simple. Kinda hard to see a crime when you can't see. She did hear it. Yeah, but the window was closed. Maybe she heard it some other way? I'm kind of wondering what that must have been then. Let's see. All I know is they sure don't make much of a clue. Okay. You know what I want to do? I want to investigate this vent. I want to see this again. Let me see. They found Machi Tobias' fingerprints. Me like, but how did the brooch end up in the room? Yeah, that's kind of the... It's a little lackluster, you know? Lackluster. I mean, using the air vent is so obvious. No audience is going to pay good money to see a trick like that. Things must look different through a magician's eyes. Much cooler if the killer got out through that tiny window. Don't go there, you'll get your head stuck. And the brooch. How did it get in here, then? Right after the shooting took place, Lamiroir tried to come into the dressing room and dropped her brooch. I think that fits with the other stuff we know. Do you think the timing of when she dropped it is important? Yeah, something about it bugs me, that's for sure. Bullet holes. Yeah, see, look at how big those bullet holes are, man. Those bullets tore through this thick wall. That revolver really was something else. Wonder if someone as little as me could even fire it. Dislocating your shoulder would put kind of a crimp on your stage career. Daddy always has stiff shoulders. Maybe that could loosen him up. Don't even mention it. I'm afraid he might go out and actually try it. Nah, he doesn't have the guts to pull the trigger, I bet. Now that kind of worries me. Okay. I'm gonna guess we need to go to the detention center and then come back, maybe? Yeah, I don't know, there's something... Maybe it's just because... I think it might well be because her music is that calming, where it's like, okay, yeah, I'm happy. I can relax. Okay, detention center... Are we able to talk to Machi, or is this gonna be one of those things where it's like... Machi may not be guilty, but he's still a suspect. They don't have any decisive evidence. Yeah, but only someone as small as him could have gotten out of that room. Right, the air vent. And he lied. Lied? Machi Tobias can see. Ah, Machi. Speak of the devil. Looks like he's doing okay. I forget. Why did we come here? It's not like we could talk to him or anything. Words are overrated. Feelings are what matter, Apollo. Kinda hard to build a court case on feelings. Okay. But since we're here anyway, might as well get what I want to say off my chest. If you need someone to complain to, I'll listen. Aw. I think she's actually worried for me. Can I actually talk to him? Can I get anything? So, Machi, you can see, right? Machi can see and the Lamiroir can't. The whole world's gone topsy-turvy. Sorry, Apollo, I don't think we're going to get any information out of Machi. Which makes sense. Yeah, I guess it does. Can I present anything to him? I think he said... I'm sorry I cannot speak your language. You are a very beautiful fair maiden. This is why I never trust a translator. Okay, well, we're gonna get nothing out of Machi then. Got it. Okay. So everything we have is at the Coliseum. What if Trucy did fire it? Only one bullet and no Darwin Award. No Darwin Award would be better. We don't need that. Let me try. Maybe I could present her some stuff. You know what? I'm gonna ask about this. Do you have anything about this? Do you think you could tell me more about this? I'm sorry, but my information about the outside world is somewhat limited. I only know what I've heard or felt. Maybe that explains why she didn't react when I showed her stuff the other day. She was still pretending she could see then. Let's see. Okay. Maybe we could find something else in these rooms, maybe? I think we've examined all of these, man. The problem is that we've already examined all of this stuff, so I don't really know what new to look for. I could just start going through and clicking on everything, but I guess I could try presenting everything. Let's see. She can't... Okay. Yeah, she straight up can't tell me anything. Got it. Anything else here? Blue Badger. Blue Badger. So there's the Blue Badger stuff. Stands out even more than those Gaviner's posters. It's all the same. He's the band mascot too, you know. So there's fingerprints on the vent. I did check the vent already. That's one thing I did check. Did check that. But how did the killer get out? I feel like that's one thing that doesn't really make sense. Yeah, where it's like, how did he get? Like, where did he go if he went up here? I don't know if there's something to check in the room. Step ladder. Shooter must have used that to climb up to the vent. All this tragedy because someone left a step ladder here. I don't think Mr. Otus was shot because of the ladder. I think it was Machi. I guess that air vent is pretty small after all. Did he escape in that time between the gunshots and us opening the door? I'm having a stroke, I promise. Don't worry, I understood what you were texting, what you sent down. I think, you know what's the thing I'm thinking with this, though, is that did they get out this way in the room, or did they just wait up there? Because they might not have had to crawl all the way out. They could have just waited until Apollo left, and then in the time that he was gone, crawl back down, grab the body, and dip. Which would make a fair bit of sense. Speaker for monitoring the stage. Let's see. We got the time of this. We got that. Pretty old model for such a nice place. Because they don't care about sound quality back here. As long as you can hear it. Not that a loss of fidelity could possibly make that music worse. Good speakers must cost a lot. You have any idea how much a nice one that size would cost, Apollo? Probably a good 10 years of your allowance, give or take. What? That's almost $600. $5 a month? Poor Trucy. Wait till she finds out you need to buy 2 speakers for a stereo. Trucy's woes awarded. What? What? How's this fruit still good? Look, it's fruit. Fruit, Apollo. Heard you the first time. Sure is a lot of fruit. I doubt anyone would miss a bit of watermelon. I know, I'll make it vanish into my stomach. Better not, they might make you pay for it. If you have the money for that, you should probably repaint the office first. Watermelons are that expensive. This could have been imported from some exotic locale for all we know. Oof. Alright, posters. Oh, that's where they cut the rug from. They makes normal revolvers look like water guns. Mr. Otus is a big man. How about the person who shot him? Wouldn't they have had to be about his size? Yeah, this is where they took the piece of rug. The carpet has been torn up here. That was the part we did the luminol testing on. You know, I could stop thinking. Who's going to pay for the carpet? Oh, jeez. As long as it's not us, maybe. Maybe it's a shooter. It's true what they say. Crime doesn't pay. I'd hope that carpet replacement costs weren't the only thing holding you back. Okay. Oh, I guess we'll investigate this. Stack of presents for Lamiroir. Stars always get the biggest presents. You could give me a present, Apollo. Here, have a piece of candy. Hey, thanks! Does not get a lot of presents. Poor girl. Light. Okay, this isn't telling me much. Wait. Oh, we don't have people. We can't present people to her, so she can't tell us about that. I see. That's a hairdryer. Well, no, the thing that was getting highlighted was the big light. I can actually prove it. It's not a ring light. Yeah, it is actually. Behold. Oh, or wait, is it? Oh no, this is the hairdryer thing, isn't it? Wait, permanent dryers you see in hair salons. Oh, it is the dryer thing. Oh, that was the ring light. I forgot. Permanent dryer. So like a beautician. The dryer hair give you a permanent. Doesn't sound very glamorous. I forgot. I don't know this thing. Permer. Not a bad game thinking up official names for things. I don't know, man. I don't know why. Why have this? Like, why even be able to examine this? Flowers. Like, my brain's like, I don't know, man. You know what? I feel like that first part of the case just really fried me for a bit. I'm gonna be in pain. Guitar case. Oh, boy. Is there anything? I guess... There's this guitar case, too. There's the big instrument case. Okay, let's see. And I'm clasping at chords. Yeah, probably clasping at straws. Yeah, I think it's just one of those things where we really are just like... I think the tough thing right now is that it really does feel like we just have to... it feels like we're just kind of slapping into stuff and looking for it. Wait, what? I clicked on the guitar and it made us do the poster. Got it. Just introduce innocent as charged tour. Okay, so I did that on the guitar and it gave me that. There's this case. Okay. Okay. We've investigated those earlier. And this is the vending machine. We saw this earlier. Okay. So we've investigated this. We've investigated the scene again. So we all have being backstage that happens glamorous without a band here. Lamiroir. Scene of the crime. It's kind of lightly guarded for being a crime scene. I'm not complaining. Makes it easier for us to go in. Emma gave us her okay. We can wander into what we like. Hope she's not getting cavities from eating all those chocolate snack goose. It does feel like we just have to start investigating everything. Yeah, this music is calming. I appreciate it. I feel like sometimes it's just I sit in a place in a game just because of the music is nice. Sometimes it's just here. They're right next to each other. Well, yeah, but there's nothing here. That was weird. Hear me out. One of those secret bookcases. Maybe. I guess we just have to go through every single section of the game and just investigate everything again. Because we don't really have a better choice at this point. Let's see. The postcards. Landscape painter and sound. It's hard to pretend you can see when you can't. Yet the way she sings so effortlessly, you'd think she had life easy. So you were just impressive like that. So you know it. Just makes me think about how much further I have to go. Hope we can solve this quickly and not add to her troubles. Okay. The police uniform. Got the police uniform stuff. Nothing to see here. Move along. It's okay. You don't have to go that far to be special. You're not exactly the type who's just another face in the crowd. Guess you're right. I feel like a meanie for making that insinuation. Good job, Apollo. Coffee? Nope. Police recruitment poster. Rock on with the police. I forgot that this is just how it is. The band named The Police. That reference kind of... I don't know, that one just was funny. Let's see. AA 400, Red Badger. So we have the Civic stuff. I feel like the sad thing with this is that I'm skipping through, but it's because we've seen all this dialogue before. So we're kind of in a weird... God, this is such a weird spot. It's like, it feels weird. I feel like we are going to be... Man, we're going to be checking everything, aren't we? Blech. Plastic bowl of stew. It's just like, it feels like I'm... Yeah, I'm just digging... I'm grabbing at straws, too. It really does feel like we're grabbing at straws. Whatever the answer is, I feel like we're all gonna be like, come on, man. Oh, jeez. All right, we just gotta go digging, I guess. Okay, maybe the stage has... Maybe you know what? Maybe the piano has something. Wait a minute. Maybe. Machi played so beautifully. Can I... Alright, this is very silly, but can I check it for fingerprints? Nope. Okay, so we have this. Okay, we're not touching the devices. Okay, so... What do we got here? So I can't believe we found Machi and Mr. Otus up on top of that tower. Yeah, I used to not like high places, now I hate them. Not like it would have been nicer if we found a dead body closer to the ground. But that reminds me, Daddy's bad with heights too. Huh, no kidding. Took me on a Ferris wheel ride a while ago, you know. Halfway through, his face got all green and he mumbled objection over and over. Dude, lawyers just not, defense attorneys don't really like being in high places. I understand. All right, what's this? That's the ladder we used to climb up the stage tower. Not a moment I'm likely to forget anytime soon. Me neither. I'll never be able to climb another tower again without thinking about it, you know? Never be able to climb a tower again, period. Okay. So we've checked the stage over in its entirety. I'm starting to think there must be some level of evidence that we need in order to... Birch? Nope. Okay. Okay, the only other thing I can think to do is go back to Machi and exhaust his dialogue. Because we might as well try to talk to him all the time. Here we have one of the secret bookcases. Might well be. I'll try exhausting the dialogue and see if that gets us anything. So what did you think of the trial today? Ooh, I'm glad he doesn't understand English after all. If he did, he would have been scared out of his mind by that trial. Hey, also that ends well. You have to be more goal-oriented. If he's innocent, we win. If he's found not guilty, we win. Machi might not understand English, but I bet he gets that better than you do. Huh? Ah. Glad Lamiroir testified. What a great person. He even got Machi off the hook by naming another suspect. Darian of the Governors, the detective. Wonder if Machi knows what happened. I mean, if he could follow how the trial went at all, if no one told him there's a new suspect, how would he know? Hey, what is it, Apollo? Yep, we had to talk to it all. Must be imagining it. Imagining what, Apollo? It's just, I couldn't help but feel that, I don't know. Machi, he doesn't understand what we're saying, right? How could he? He's on board Genie and he doesn't speak English. Yeah, but my bracelet is reacting to him. He's malfunctioning? Or is scared? Maybe he just keep making those so mad faces. Was I that bad? Machi lied about not being able to see, but what if that's not all he lied about? If you're curious about it, there's only one thing to do. You should ask him. I think it'll take something big to get to him. Some kind of undeniable evidence. Oh, you know what? Now we probably go talk to Lamiroir and ask her for undeniable something that lets us get that Machi to talk. We probably need to ask her about Machi. Talk. Machi? Okay, nope. Okay, so it's the same when we talked. So... Okay. Well, now that we've exhausted the dialogue, we need to go check and see if we can't find something that would give us the knowledge we need. I guess we could just start presenting evidence to see if he understands, but... Maybe that's what we need to do. We need to just present evidence to him. Undeniable evidence. Yeah, let's throw what evidence we have already and see if we can get something. Present. Crime photo? I think he said nope. Nope. Okay, we'll try this stuff really quick and then we'll see. Okay. Just presenting stuff at this point. Okay. I'm actually a bit surprised. I guess on another note, I guess I am a bit surprised that he... I'm a bit surprised that he has, like... I don't know. It just feels weird. I'm surprised we don't have the evidence to get him to talk, but... Okay, we need to find something that lets us get what we need. Hello again, Lamiroir. Okay, we've checked everything here. Okay. Well, I guess you know what? I'm gonna exhaust all my options. We might as well just exhaust all dialogue. At this point, there's... What else can we do? Because it could be, like, that's the thing, I wish it was a secret bookcase, but it doesn't seem like it's one of those. So, unfortunately, we need to find what the game wants us to do. But I feel like this is where the game sometimes runs into its greatest friction, is with this, like, trying to find what we need. I guess this whole game has kind of had that sort of issue where the game has a particular chain of events it wants you to follow, and if you aren't following it to the T, then the game is going to present a lot of friction, and it's going to be a lot slower a process to go through the game. And not slow as in, like, you know, it takes time, because if a game takes time, that's one thing. Some paces are supposed to be, you know, slower, but when the game slows down unintentionally, like, against the wishes of the game developer, that's because something was run into that the player didn't understand. And I think this is one of those moments, you know? Oh, jeez. Okay. We have checked pretty much everything important in this room. Okay. We'll go back. Pretty lady. You know what? I'll just be grateful that Lamiroir is a lovely presence. We appreciate that. It's kind of silly, because I know in the back of my head, I'm just like... It's like, is this really the best part of the case? I'm like, well, to be fair, I spent an hour struggling with testimony, so... Yeah. It's definitely nice that we have at least a welcome presence in this predicament. So we have so many things. Okay. Ad breaks on. I will continue to search as best I can, but we'll keep going. Man, I don't know, I just feel weird. Headed, yeah. Oh, man. Just like, I feel like scrolling through stuff like this definitely is not the vibes, you know? Heavy duty bouquet. Got lots of things heavy duty, not flowers they don't. What about a heavy scent? What do you mean heady scent? What if flowers are plastic? They still wouldn't be heavy. Okay, what if they were made out of metal? Well, like a magnolia made out of steel? I hope my fans have started throwing metal flowers at me. Oh, steel magnolia! That's a reference to the... There was a steel magnolia earlier in the... I think it was the steel samurai one. There was a steel magnolia. I remember. Nothing. Okay, so there's nothing here. You've got to be kidding me. Oh my god. Okay. I'm in pain. Oh, you know what? Maybe if I investigate everything here, maybe? The Design Coliseum, Mr. is living to his name today. It's huge. And Mr. Gavin got to play on that enormous stage. I'm so jealous. Someday I'll fight my first battle on this stage. Battle? Well, yeah, it's a Coliseum, isn't it? They don't do gladiatorial contests at places anymore, Trucy. Really? I had no idea. I wonder why they stopped. Why is she making my face? What is that? You know what? That's a good face. I don't know what it is, but it's this face. She's making the expression I do. She's making that face. Look at that. Take a closer look at that meme. Oh boy. Truly one and the same. It's that exact look of gentle enjoyment and mild protuberance. Very good, very good. There's something mildly silly about this, but it's also working for me. I don't know. I think it might just be that it's like that's a good face. All right, let's go. So I have to worry about her. All right, we checked this. All right, massive sign for the guilty as charged tour. Prosecutor Gavin stares out over the arena. Oh, maybe I can take it to the office when they're done with it. Where would you put it? You couldn't even get that thing through the front door. Then I'll put it outside. I bet it'd be good for business. Just as long as no one comes expecting us to prosecute. Well, if anyone comes looking for a concert, leave it to me. Some part of Twisted Point efforts to make her singing debut. Okay. Well, at least this painting's nice. The lack of music is a little confusing, I will say, but... Okay. Okay. I'm gonna say this as nicely as possible. Why in the goddamn are we still... Alright, maybe... Oh, do we need to... Lamiroir dropped a bomb in court today. It's Darien. Lamiroir said she never forgotten her voice, right? That's so cool. I guess, what's that called again? Elephant ears? But that's what they're called. Well, I don't think that's what you mean. That means what you think it means. She has to be wrong this time. Wrong. Why? I mean, look. Those gunshots were right during the concert. That's right. I was burning up the dance floor at the time. Right. Did you happen to look up on stage? Maybe at Darien even? You bet I did. He's one of the Gaviner's guitarists after all. So cool. Oh, right. All the Gaviners have a rock-solid alibi. He couldn't have shot Mr. Latus backstage, but Lamiroir heard him, didn't she? You heard Darien backstage, right? Somebody's either wrong or lying very badly here. Oh my god, that's what it is. If I'm guessing correctly, then if... I'm now guessing that maybe someone else was on stage with the Gaviners because he was off. Because I remember that the track was wrong because he was off. Like him coming in on the guitar part was wrong. I guess that will come back. Interpol. They're the guys who can catch international criminals. Why can't they just call them international police instead of making up some silly name? Yeah, anyway, you think he was investigating Lamiroir. Well, why would anyone do that? She's not a criminal. She couldn't be. Don't be fooled by appearances is all I'm saying. Remember, I'm a magician, Apollo. I could spot a palmed coin at 50 paces. If only were that easy. In any case, we know he was working on something. Okay, so I needed to talk to her about this stuff. Something be our case, the last something I mean. Something like that. Okay, frankly, the whole thing is making my head hurt. What was Mr. Latus up to? Trucy, was that another one of your tricks? Wasn't me. Can't even make Mr. Hat laugh like that. Whenever the mundane gives way to miracles, a word is whispered. Grandmarier? Okay. I guess we are dealing with the... I guess this guy is gonna show back up finally. Hey, the other day. Wizard. Who's there? Why is this guy here? We didn't just imagine that, did we? He was wearing a silk hat. Friend of yours? Hardly. You meet again. Nice to meet you. Who are you? Can you please stop smirking like that? Ah, it's you, Uncle Valent. Uncle Valent? He's your uncle? That was silly. It's the great Grandmarier, Valent Grandmarier, the Grand Magician. Yes, it is I, the great Valent Grandmarier, seen on television. Can you please stop smirking like that? Okay, it's been a while, Miss Trucy. 7 years to be exact. My, how you've grown. Good to see you again, Uncle Valent. You look exactly the same. What is going on right now? Grammar I hate to intrude, but what is a great magician doing paying us a visit? I believe it was you who wished to see me. So be quick with your questions. And do not quail, quake, or quiver. I'm quite tame. Though my stardom may sear the sight, I'm quite down to earth when need calls. What is happening right now? Does have a certain aura to him, it's true. Let's ask him about the case, Apollo. His aura sure isn't lost on our magician in the making. After we drew with enthusiasm. After all, Uncle Valent's one of Daddy's best friends. That's why I call him Uncle. What? You mean Mr. Wright? No, I mean my real dad. Who's his real father? Once upon a time, Troop Grandmarier included 2 Grand Magicians. Myself, Valent Grandmarier, and my partner, Zach Grandmarier. And this Zach he was my real dad. Trucy's father, a magician. I guess it makes sense. Had no idea. There wasn't much point in talking about it. Not now that he's gone. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's okay. Not lonely. Got my daddy after all. You make me laugh, Apollo. Glad I'm good for comic relief, at least. Not that I see Daddy around much these days. I think I'm more confused than I was before, and I'm really trying to figure out what in the goddamn is happening. Wait, Apollo, don't tell me you don't know about Troop Grandmarier. Troop Grandma Ree. Oh, Grandma. Well, it's Grandma Ree. Huh? No. Wait, Grandma Ree? Grandma Ree? That sounds kind of familiar. Oh, lost life, lamentably listless lad. To not know of the greatest true magicians on the planet. Valiant Grandma Ree. The name began to surface in my mind. It was a name I had heard on television as a child. You bet you've heard the name. He made a cruise ship disappear and blew up an amusement park. Oh, and he made all this gold disappear from the safe. And then escaped from a high-security prison. He said he's a magician? I opened the locks to hearts chained by mediocrity. This is the true miracle of true Grandma Ree. Okay. Wait, what, Apollo? I do remember seeing you on television a long time ago. Weren't you with someone else? Like, a duo? Duo? Yeah, you had a partner. Something Grandma Ree. Yes, Zach. Okay, so I went in the backwards order. Okay. Been remiss remembering my reasons for my visit. 2, in fact. The first being, of course, to see you, Miss Trucy. You don't know how happy I am to see you again, Uncle Valiant. Okay. Did you check out Jasper Masculine? I have not yet. That one's mainly because this last week I've been trying to pull some loose ends up, so that one's on me. I've also been trying to keep up with my part-time job stuff because I've been kind of bad on research. Could feign not contain my emotions. I wept oceans. To learn you not defend that poor pianist, that blinded boy. 'Twas a hot topic of talk amongst the staff, you know. Defend him you did. No worries. I gotta go look in. I gotta look in more. I'm his defense attorney, actually. My other reason for coming here today was this. That's a videotape. Quite so, a recording of the concert, no less. I brought it for you, Trucy, on behalf of Troop Grandma Ree. Will you watch it? Okay. Is it only this part? Oh, that was... Okay, that was weird. I just saw that his... Yeah, that's where his guitar starts catching on fire. Oh, but it's burning on the inside. Or something was going on there. Interesting. Wait, who's that standing there? Wait, I just saw that someone else was on the stage there. Oh, it's almost as good as it was live. So what's the word? Mysterious. There are more mysterious things that are song going. Way more mysterious. I like his laugh. This valiant Grandma Ree has good reasons to be here today, but I wonder what his reasons were to be at that concert. Taped recording of the performance. I'm gonna present some stuff. What do you know about this? What is this? You would ask me for a miracle? Free of fee? Then thy wish be granted. Thy will be done. Thy evidence? Evicted into the ether. No evicting, please. All magicians like this, I wonder? Okay, well... Let me ask about the tape. I was wondering, that stunt in the middle of the song there. I didn't see a stunt. What about Lamiroir vanishing and reappearing? Oh, that? I guess I'm so used to seeing that happen I didn't even notice. So you're going to be so jaded. A simple sleight of hand, a petite prestidigitation. Ah, I love that word. Prestidigitation. Modicum of magic from me to you. So that's why you were at the concert. Yes. I was there to watch my trick take to the air. So you're the one who knows how it was all done. Of course, I am like a deity with the stage as my domain. Suffer no mystery upon those floodlit boards not grasped tightly twixt my fingers. Why do you talk like this? You're making me read. Potent primeval power I possess. That alliteration's pretty good. Well, do you think you could tell me how it's done? Hey now, Jersey. That's like totally against the rules, Apollo. Not during a murder investigation, it's not. Man on, for my illusions are mine alone, monsieur. Did you just do milady but monsieur? Also what? Recall that the terrible occurrence happened later. Well, after my illusion entranced the audience. Well, don't even ask. Won't answer. Too bad for you, Apollo. I like that these guys just JoJo stance all the time. It's great. Will now take my leave. No need to rush, Uncle Valet. You should stay a while. I'm afraid I cannot. I may not. I shall not. I have been asked to assist with an analysis, and so I shall slink back to the scene. You'll be at the concert venue today? Correct. If you would call on me, come to the Coliseum. See you later, Crocodile. He just disappeared. He walked out normally, I see. Well, there you go, Paul. Let's get cracking. Okay, well, that tells me that I have straight up done everything except... I have done everything in the wrong direction. I got it. Hello. So you're telling me I basically did everything backwards because I didn't talk to Trucy here. Got it. God damn it. Oh, God. I could have... I think what makes me a bit more upset is that... Seems like it. I did basically everything backwards, and that just makes me so sad, because I probably could have saved myself so much time if I knew. That song, isn't that the one Lamiroir was singing? Hey, you're right, the Guitar Serenade. Oh, I'd love to do a show on a stage like this. Come to see that. The house is full and it's won the audience size with wonderment. I'm singing my ballad, rose petals swirling through the air. But wait, aren't you a magician? Oh, why is she a magician? I was a magician, aren't I? Some dedication. Aha! If it isn't Miss Trucy, and indeed it is. Hello, Valent. Alright. What exactly are you doing here? Take real responsibility and tasks undertaken. I'm inspecting my equipment of illusion to make sure naught is amiss. The Lamiroir teleportation illusion. Did anything go wrong, I would reflect poorly upon me and my troupe. As I went about my exacting examination, I happened to notice that piano. I remembered that fair lady's melancholy melody. Why does he talk with so much alliteration? Uncle Val can shed light on this whole thing. Okay, we need to ask about the illusion. I was wondering about the show the night of the murder. Lamiroir's vanishing after zero illusion, right? Indeed, the purple prosecutor petitioned my performance. At the climax of the song, he said, make her disappear, like a dream. Like a dream. Yet, what can I work with on a stage meant for musical endeavors? There are none of the conveniences of a stage built for sorceress acts. It's a challenging task, and so I accepted. You disappeared from the top of the tower. But in order to move, you would have had to use some sort of secret tunnel. It's funny that they use this so much. People come to me because I'm a professional among professionals. Illusions are custom made for a time and a place. Now, because of the murder, all the eyes of the nation are on this concert. I have a question. How? Like... So you literally performed like actual ass magic, right? Wait, isn't this the same thing that Trucy did? Does that mean that they could just teleport? Or is this just like how do you do that? Not a bad thing as far as the fortunes of Troop Grammarie are concerned. So you were here checking up on your trick to make sure it went well. It went well, it did. Now speaking of pianos, that piano over there troubles me. It troubles you? Why? Why? Why do you ask why? Probably quicker if I just go check it out myself, thanks. Okay, well, ask about Troop Grammarie. Grammarie, yes, you say. I recall seeing him on television. Something of that sort. Actually, yes, you're right. Wow, you just read your mind, Apollo. Okay. Or everyone tells him that and he made a good guess. It was 20 years ago. A young magician, a genius of his time, came down among us. His name was Magnifique Grammarie. It was he who began the great Troop Grammarie. At his prime, not a day passed they did not play upon the screens of every TV there was. Amogus. Do have a vague memory of someone like that on TV. Yet several years ago, that time came to an end. My troupe pulled a vanishing act, yes. Cries for magic no longer heard. The TV screen a barren away, stripped of illusion. That's not true. I still went to all your shows. Like that one in the parking lot down at the supermarket. When you start playing in supermarket parking lots, you know you're in trouble. The piano switches fox form. I have a hat now. We hone our skill at these small venues, always awaiting our time. Yes, one day we will rise up from obscurity onto fame's shining stage once more. I do this not only for the magic that's Grandmarie, but for my partner. So yeah, Zach Grandmarie. Before he disappeared 7 years ago, there was no name higher than Grandmarie in show business circles, none. I'll see us return to glory. I, Valiant Grandmarie. So wait, 7 years... Oh, so was the case about him? Our founder, Magnifi, Grandmarie was truly a genius, work of miracles. I forget the one I saw when I was little. How he made the whole jumbo jet go, What happened to the jet again? Probably someone doesn't remember it as well as they thought. Of all the would-be magicians who came to his door, only Zach and I had the talent. In no time at all, Valen and Zach were the shining stars of the Grandmarie crown. Zach Grandmarie was my daddy. Okay. Now that Magnifi and Zach are gone, I have but one wish. Let it be I, Valiant Grandmarie, who brings the miracle back to the big stage. I'm rooting for you. Miss Trucy, you cannot grow up quick enough. I need your skill by my side. One skill coming up. How do we manage to get off the topic of the case so quickly all the time? Okay. That's one big piano. So this piano is a problem. Let's see. Can't play either. Maybe now's my big chance. Stand back. This could be the debut of a prodigy. Ew. Did you make that noise just now? Let me try it again. You know, I think something's stuck in the piano. Time to take a look under the hood. Huh. This is stuck between the strings. Looks like some kind of switch. Someone must have thrown this into the piano. Switch. I'm gonna present him the switch and see if he knows anything. Shock and chagrin, all I see before me is a stage and me upon it. Like smaller, nothing less radiant catches my eye. True, you're getting in on you. There's not much time left to make your mark, huh? This is not how I was seeing it. Doesn't care what I have to show him, I get the point. Okay. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, so what is Valen? Okay. Wait, I just realized maybe that the switch is the thing I need to show Machi? Maybe? That kind of seems like the only thing we have left now. Hi, Lamiroir. Just every time I see her, I'm like, hi. It's just like, hi. Just sitting there like, yep. Alright, let's go. I'll present this to Machi and see if this gets him to talk. Okay, do you know this? No. He does not. Okay, this is not what I wanted. Alright. Alright. Okay. Talk. We do not. Present. Not sure about that, sorry. I was ripping up the dance floor at the time of the shooting, after all. Okay, so there is one thing I'm a little confused by. So you see the picture there of... I believe that's supposed to be Darien in the bottom there. Interesting. It's interesting that we could just kind of like go through each section. That's kind of cool. It's funny that we're allowed to even do that. Alright. So we can't present things to Trucy and ask what to do. Ah, boy. I'm probably going to end up constantly... I'm probably going to end up having to go into a furious spat of checking a bunch of stuff again. Yeah, we're gonna be here for a while, aren't we? You know what's the worst thing is it probably is just as simple as, okay, I just need to... Do you know anything? It really does feel like this guy Valent is just here. You know, it's like, okay, what... What am I... Like, what are we doing here, man? Attorney badge. Ah, the proof positive of your profession, yes? Yeah. Might I have a look? Oh, what's this? It is gone. What'd you do with my attorney's badge? Don't be alarmed. Miss Trucy, take a look into your toppet if you would. It's your badge, Apollo. What's it doing in there? That was amazing, wasn't it, Apollo? Call that pouch of her waist a toppet? That's some kind of magician speak? Well, at least we got a at least we got at least we got a magic trick out of it. Okay, well he's just alright, come on, man. What do you want from me? Oh, you know what? We probably have to redo the Okay. And yeah, we saw this. Ah, jeez. It's like mentally I'm like, okay, I know I'm starting to hit the wall. At the very least, we have at least gotten some more information, but I will not tell a lie. It does kind of feel like Valent was... I feel like Valent's more about the overarching story rather than the case itself. Actually, I'm starting to notice that a lot of the overarching, like the, how would I call it? The wrapper story? Like, the thing that goes around the cases. I think that has been taking a bit more precedent this time, rather than being kind of like the... It's taking, like, instead of being, like, 50-50, or at least I think in the first games it was a lot less. Okay. Okay, well, we gotta just present him stuff. Gun. Pardon me, I have no money, if that's what you want. No, I was just, never mind. He looked at me at the revolver. What was that? It was almost as if he had seen one before. Maybe he wasn't too happy about it. He had a reaction to the revolver, but none of the evidence. Okay. Alright. Thanks, Valent. You know what? It probably is just I need to check what the switch does. Push the button. No clues here, really? Button. This switch sitting here, tempting me to push it. Don't. You might blow up the whole Coliseum. Apollo, please. To think that every strange switch triggers a bomb. That kind of old-fashioned crime drama thinking doesn't cut in our busy times. Alright, true CPI, please enlighten me. What do you think the switch does? Maybe it turns on the electric razor in Prosecutor Gavin's dressing room. The switch is big as a razor to turn on a razor. Okay. No fingerprints. No, nothing. What do you desire? Okay. Okay. Not really sure what we're doing here. Why is Phoenix write the first one in our book every time? Do you know anything about this? No, that's right, you don't. Oh, God. Yeah, we're gonna end up throwing a bunch of stuff at the wall, aren't we? Okay. Move. And I've examined everything again, right? I saw that. Where was it? Up here. Okay. Still can't believe we found Machi Mr. Two's up top there. Okay, so it's the same dialogue we got earlier. Don't tell me I have to reinvestigate the entire place again. And then we have to... If I have to investigate the entire place again and then it'll give me the stuff, that means I really did investigate everything once and then... Then it said, alright, do it again. Ugh, man, I don't know. Well, I guess we have learned some things that Trucy is... I guess that also... you know, I don't really know. Because I'm thinking about Phoenix right now, and it's like, so he never actually had kids. He just adopted Trucy. Which now makes me wonder what... So, why did Trucy... I guess the question is, why did Phoenix Wright adopt Trucy if... Because I'm guessing that... If I'm able to theorize, I'm guessing that the case that got Phoenix messed up was... I'm guessing it was actually the case involving the disappearance of our boy Zach there. But I don't know what that tells me at all. I'm gonna be honest. Is Zach wearing a tracksuit under that? Okay, I'm just gonna go through really quick again, because I'll see if it re-triggers anything new. No, no, I didn't want to do that. Oh, jeez. Okay. Okay, well, Magician stuff has been found, so that's good, but... I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what to do, man. Can I present the Switch to Lamiroir? Do you know what this thing is? Do you know what this is? We took out your performance again. It was even better the second time. Thank you. That reminds me. That was an incredible illusion you pulled off. Illusion? When you teleported from one stage to the other, remember? Ah, yes. Apparently, they hired a professional magician. Oh, thank God. Valiant Gramarye. I was wondering, do you think you could tell us how it was done? I'm afraid I cannot. Mr. Gramarye made me swear to never tell a soul. I was afraid of that. Hard to be a magician if you can't keep a secret, you know? Ah, I am reminded that I wish to speak to you about something. Yes? When I was walking this hallway before, I stumbled upon a small device of some kind. It was lying on the floor. Oh, this? It's been lying there since the day before yesterday. Might I touch it? I thought as much. What did you think? This is one of our headsets. Everyone on staff wears one during a concert. I wonder whose this is. Music for communication. It would be quite inconvenient should it go missing. We'll hold on to it for you then. We'll give it to Prosecutor Gavin when we see him. Yes, that's best. Thank you. Can I put it on? What? Attached? I'm not some kind of robot, Apollo. Everyone on staff is wearing one of these headsets. This might warrant some further inquiry. Can I ask you about this headset, Lamiroir? You said that all concert staff were wearing one. That's correct. You need them to communicate across such a large stage. Everyone on the staff had one, of course. And all of the band members, too, I should think. The Prosecutor Gavin and his lackeys had them on, too, then. They're quite helpful, though limited. They only work within 30 feet or so. After all, they're only used for use on stage. Wait, 30... Oh, that might be how she heard him. Because he might have been wearing... If he was wearing a headset, then she would have heard him from 30 feet away. And a stronger signal would interfere with the sound system. That makes sense. You'd think someone would notice if they dropped their only communications lifeline. I see. So that probably means that... If Darian dropped his, then that would be an explanation, but... Okay. Can I present this to Valent, maybe? Do you know anything about this? Nope, never mind. Okay. Okay. Present. Is there anything else we can present? No. I'll go check the dressing rooms really quick just to be safe. Nothing new here. Okay. Go check the dressing rooms really quick, and then I think what I'll do is I'll try and take these over to... I'll take the new evidence we have and take it over to... Oh, god damn it. Okay, finally, somebody. Oh, god. Hi, Emma. Hi, Emma. What are you doing here? Hello, Emma. You're looking as grumpy as ever. Am I supposed to be happy? Give me the second degree in court and Prosecutor Gavin makes you look like a fool. Talking about the bloodstain Mr. O'Toole left. My department chief had a field day with that one. Even a blind person could see the shooter wasn't blind. Funny guy, huh? That bloodstain helped uncover the biggest mystery of all. Now we know that Mr. Latus is really with Interpol. Wouldn't have found that out without you. I suppose. Maybe that's why the chief gave me these after he was finished chewing me out. Said it was my reward. The chocolate snack was popular down at the precinct or something. I was hoping we could check out the crime scene again. Be my guest. You're not going to find any clues in here. Though I did find something strange. Oh boy, here we go. Talk. Thank God. What's the strange thing? So what'd you find? So little I must have passed over it yesterday. I found it under the sofa. What is it? Part of some device, I think. I haven't a clue what. The bit sticking out from the end looked familiar. I had it examined. Turns out it's an antenna. Like on a beetle. Like on a cell phone. This device must use an electric signal of some kind. Okay, so that actually answers a fair bit more. Met my embarrassment quota for the year, that's for sure. Well, that's a good thing, isn't it? How? I mean, think about it. Now you don't have to be embarrassed about anything else all year. Only it worked that way. Just bugs me to think that little kid outsmarted me. Makes him even more suspicious now that we know he can see. Could have seen the air duct and he could have shot that revolver. That's not how it sounded in Lamiroir's testimony. Nina's saying she heard Detective Darian's voice at the scene. That's right. Why can't we have a normal, straightforward killing once in a while in this country? I'll pretend I didn't hear that. We really straight up have not had a single normal case in any of these. The truth you said in court today, you know about the case. About how everything was happening according to those song lyrics. The guitar serenade, you mean? Yeah, here we go. I found the link, you know. Yes. First, Prosecutor Gavin's heart-shaped keyring was stolen. Then the Lamiroir flew through the air. Whoa. I like I was like, whoa. Then his guitar caught on fire, and in the end, the bullet took Mr. Latus's life. We have this guy with the guitar. Well, 15 feet up at least. Okay. It is kind of hard to chalk it up to coincidence. I know, and I found it. Okay. I think the same person did all of this. Don't ask me, I didn't do it. Neither did I. I couldn't fit through that air vent anyway. Okay, well, Trucy's having a fun time. Okay, I'm gonna present Emma the earpiece. Do you think you could take a look at this, Emma? Okay, never mind. Rate of chewing is increasing. How about this? Do you think you could take a look at this? Huh, small device. Looks like a transmitter. A transmitter. So this, you press this switch here, it sends out a signal. No idea what it's for, though. Signal. You mean an electronic signal? What is it, Apollo? Say, Emma, you know that strange object you said you found? Oh, this? Let me try pressing this switch. Youch! It's on fire. Emma's device is on fire. What's the big idea? Well, we now know what this is, an igniter. Oh, it's probably from the guitar. It's probably from Gavin's guitar. So it works like a lighter. Nearly lit me up, that's for sure. Hey, don't look at me like that. I didn't do it on purpose. Aw. Suppose, at least we're getting somewhere with this case. Hey, Apollo, let's ask Emma more about this switch, now that she has some first-hand experience. What? You aren't trying to burn me up again, are you? Who sent you to get me? Who? Not out to get you, promise. No promise is good enough with you still carrying that weapon around. They're burning me again with that trigger of yours. I'll throw 100 bags worth of snack goose. I feel like she eats way too much of that. How about this? Okay, never mind. She's just eating a lot of food. Okay. The switch. Alright, let's ask about it. What are you trying to do? Burn me alive? There's just a few sparks. Says you weren't the one holding it. Is there sparks flying around here or just you two talking? Anyway, now we know that this is a remote for an igniter. Let me see that for a second. Oh, well, this is definitely a little transmitter. Signal's weak, probably only reaches 30 feet. Transmitter. Okay. Incidentally, if you look at a cross-section diagram of the stage area... Let's see, 30 feet from Lamiroir's dressing room. That covers the backstage completely. It also looks like it would cover the stage. It wouldn't hit the tower, though, when it's fully raised. It seems unlikely anyone uses this on stage. Yeah, but the problem is we found the switch on stage, like where the piano was, and guess I'd best be getting on with my investigation. Feel better just knowing what this thing is now. I'll have to look into igniters a bit more later. Alright. So we have... So now we can present the igniter and the switch to... the air vent with Among Us. What's with the frown? Can't a girl frown anymore? Is that a crime? No, of course not. I just meant... Logic to buy his fingerprints are on that air vent. Why would his fingerprints be there if he wasn't the shooter? Not a question I want to have to answer in court. Wipe that frown off your face. One stick in the mud per crime scene, please. Guess girls can frown, but defense attorneys can't. Okay. Well, there's new stuff because she's here, so... Let's see, the carpet got torn up. Looney Mall? What's Looney Mall? It's Luminol. Get it right. And it's kind of scary when it comes to science. Let's learn the word not inside a wrath again. Okay, we'll investigate some stuff really quick, but... I think I know what we can take to... I think we can take it to Machi, finally? Maybe? Maybe? I hope so, man. Alright, let's take this to Machi and see what we can find. Lamiroir. I don't know why, it's just really funny that every time I see her, I'm like, hi. Eh? Nice, someone new. Duh. What, come to laugh at the murderer? Oh, hi, Darian. That old bag opens her pile. Oh, man, my life goes down the chute. Thanks. Old bag? She's not... Wait, how old is she? She's 40? She's 40? Mommy, I mean mommy. Yeah. Old bag. Listen, I've met a Wendy old bag. That's an old bag. This is distinguished. Listen, Darian, I respect your Josuke hair. I respect your JoJo haircut with your torpedo-looking head, but like, back off insulting the mommy, okay? Like, you must understand. No. Also, you're wearing a onesie, and you look like a you look like a bouncing shaft hair. Let me work while I'm a suspect. Darian isn't in the best of moods, is he? Not many people are these days, it seems. It is a crime scene, not exactly the happiest place to hang out. And Gavin had to go rub salt in the wound. My alibi's rock solid. So, about your alibi. You have to ask? I mean, I kind of have to now. The shooting happened right in the middle of the third set. That's right. He was just blaring when we heard those gunshots. We found Mr. O'Too's dead. You know what's funny about this is somebody could have very easily just, like, posed as him. I got 10,000 witnesses who saw me, too. Right there on that stage. Guitar playing was something else. Thanks, little lady. See? This whole thing's a sham. I can't believe they aren't letting me work. No need to yell at me. It's Lamiroir's fault. He was the one who said she heard his voice at the moment of the crime. Man, I never even talked to that old windbag. How could she possibly identify me? They won't let you work? You won't let me work. Gavin says I gotta lie low till the suspicion is cleared. What suspicion? He'd be such a stick in the mud. Mr. Gavin, a stick in the mud? He may look all flashy and showy, but he's straight as an arrow, man. So is your haircut, apparently. Except when he's depressed. You hear him whining the other day? I mean the thing with the mixing board? And there was that performance just now. What was that all about? This part is off. Which is that? Second guitar. It was you, Darian. He's just a perfectionist is all. Not a bad guy, really. I just realized something about that. I kind of feel like Darian... This is why I think Darian might have had a body double. Like, he might have had someone standing for him. Which, the only other thing that would make me not think that, though, is that she could have heard his voice through the headset Wait, what if she heard his voice through the headset and he said something as like a signal to somebody else in the place though? I think the Gaviners are the best. Okay. All your albums. Band's fine too. Gavin can write a good tune, I'll give him that. Okay. No, they haven't seen Prosecutor Gavin around much. Oh, him, he's down at the prosecutor's office most likely. The prosecutor's office. I've never been there, have I? Data and the victim should have come in from Interpol. Normally I'd be down there dealing with it. Normally. Paul, let's go check it out. Always wanted to see the prosecutor's office. Is it gonna be like Edgeworth where they just have like a huge office? Right on. Say hi for me, okay? Oh, and screw you. Whoa, okay. Oh, this game was for teenagers. Don't touch your hair like that. And tell him I want into that crime scene. We'll be going now. Hey, wait. Yeah? What do you really think happened, really? You don't think I did it, right? Well, great. Wait, instill a guy some confidence. Just remember, I was ripping it up on stage when it happened, okay? Ripping. Don't get led astray by some siren song, eh? Get this one wrong and you'll be eating humble pie for a year. I'll bake it myself. Let's not talk to him anymore, alright? Detective Darian Crescend. He's one stone I'd leave unturned if I had a choice. You know what's funny? I actually do think that what it probably is it might have been that somebody that looks like Darian, or maybe someone related. If it's like a perfect identical twin type thing with Darian, I'd be really mad. Where it's like, oh yeah, here's another guy? or a doppelganger. You can't be serious. You cannot be Can I just say, I know this is weird, but him having so many guitars feels right, but... Man. So this is it. The Gaviner's head office. Not the band's office, it's the prosecutor's office. This is his office? He has three monitors. That is the goofiest book thing I've ever seen. His shelving is abysmal. He's got books everywhere. His desk is a speaker. He spills water on that. It is all over. He's got a swivel chair. Yes, that's why I'm asking. What is this creepy thing? Object, whatever. Looks like Prosecutor Gavin's on the phone. Oh well, guess we'll have to come back. Or we can hide behind that bookshelf real quiet like. That's eavesdropping. Why? We'd just be waiting. Quietly. So he won't notice. What if we heard something scandalous about the band? Make a good reporter for a gossip mag. What? A replica? So why was he after it in the first place? Yeah, Latouche. Look, don't talk to me about those Borgidians, okay? Just get me that report. Chop chop. Stop leaving mysterious objects in my office, okay? Times like this, I start to miss Darian. Huh? Hi. Hiya! He just thought we'd drop in. Hope you're not mad. How could I be? There's not enough tee-hee in the world, and in any case. She said tee-hee, and he's just like, someone saying tee-hee in my presence? This is in my radius, brother. He's just like, in my radius? Have a seat. Prosecutor Gavin, the philanthropist. Watch and learn, Apollo. So, who have you come to see? Huh? Clavier, lead vocalist for the Gaviners? Or Prosecutor Gavin, scourge of the courtroom? What do you think he means, Apollo? He's giving us a choice. We can either ask him about the concert or the case. Which way to go? Let's ask about the case. Actually, let's start with the serenade. I really love that song. It has such a great atmosphere to it. You co-wrote it with Lamiroir, if I remember correctly. That's right. It was last year. I had gone to tour Genia's legal system, as a matter of fact. Wait, what? That's what you heard Lamiroir's voice. It was at a small jazz club. I wept that night. He was crying. I knew I had to meet her to talk with her. I used my influence, which is not inconsiderable, to arrange a meeting. Prosecutors really have a lot of clout. I think he's sort of a special case, Trucy. What the heck? Thankfully, she liked the work I did, and we wrote a song right there, backstage. Machi on piano, that dulcet voice, and myself on a guitar that I borrowed from Lamiroir. And music history was made. Probably not an experience your average lawyer would ever have, like Apollo will say. It is a memory I hold dear, and the song we wrote that night was this. That their guitar is right over there. You mean this charred lump. Don't call it a lump. That's a piece of history. It's only brown, not really charred. No matter, I shall never sing that song again. I wouldn't have used that guitar again either, even if I could have. I'd use this guitar so I catch on fire. Do you think you could show it to us? Your charred, I mean, slightly burnt guitar. Trader's mind, what more could happen to it? The case. Ah, that reminds me. Did you see the paper today? Yes. I always read the TV section. What? Good girl. How about you, Air Forehead? I read the funnies. And you'll not have seen this. Concert of Tragedy, the prosecutor's deadly song. Is that a new show? I haven't heard about that one. It's not a show, it's an article. News, you know. Does that have anything to do with the case? Since getting back from the trial, my phone had been ringing off the hook. How does it feel to take a man's life with a song? You ever hummed a man all the way to death row? What is happening, man? Do you think it's singing for me over the phone? It is endless. Endless. Thanks to the case you made today, of course. I have a question. Wait, what did that guy mean? Could you sing to me over the phone? What do you mean by that? If everyone's saying that he could kill someone with a song, what does that mean? Oh, that was all Apollo's idea. Oh. Ah, is that a newspaper over there, too? Yes, the Borginian Daily Bugle. Go ahead, take a look. Thanks, but I can't read Borginian. Oh, that's right. Suffice to say, this is big news over there as well. Though they didn't go as far as to mention the lyrics of my song. Probably no one in Borginia could believe it. It's probably seen as just a theory at this point. Their journalist didn't see the need to mention it. At least he gets to have his own theme song when we talk to him. Borginian newspaper. Lamiroir's testimony will probably be in the evening edition, I imagine. So I've had Darian step down from the investigation for now. They ran into him moping in front of the Coliseum. Lamiroir was my invited guest, so it is a rather delicate situation. You understand how much I want to solve this case. Quickly if possible. Okay. I'm gonna just... Is there anything we can examine? Guitar. That was an impressive bit of pyrotechnics that did this. That's the guitar from the concert. Yep. I thought it was one of the staff playing a gag on me. I never guessed that wasn't the end of it. I had a specialist analyze the guitar incidentally. Let's see, what did he find? He didn't have a lot of time, so it's still unclear, but the results he came up with were intriguing. Oh, red text intriguing. That's not good. How's that guitar tie into everything that went on? Sounds like something we should ask about. Okay. I want to investigate the rest of this room, but I'm also like... You know, I'll do it really quick while we're here. Look at all the guitars, why so many? You can never have too many guitars. They're like my lovers. Clavier, I'm going to tell you right now, as a man who owns only one guitar, that really does not speak well for you, my guy. It's just like, I'm just thinking like, I own one guitar, and I've played that guitar for years. You have many guitars, and it seems like they sit in a case all day. That really does speak about your romantic relationships. Interpol investigating Borginian fire starter ring. Didn't just hear him say that. They're backup guitars, Apollo. Don't you know anything? Rock and rollers always smashing guitars at the end of a show. I wonder it's so hard to make it as a musician. You know what? You should try rocking a little, Apollo. And breaking his guitars while he watches, that might be a little too rocking. Of course, I would never do such a thing. Did I not say they're like my lovers? I seem like the kind of man who would do such a thing to the ones he loves. No, not at all. I mean, you're Mr. Gavin, upstanding prosecutor. Not the prosecutor Gavin, god of rock. Yeah, I feel like anybody who smashes a guitar doesn't really respect the music. I don't like that. Alright, what's up with the books? Look at that stereo. To me, a life without music is inconceivable. I never turn on the volume even when I'm working on a case. Such a huge speaker, must be really loud. This room is completely soundproof, of course. Wait, at my place I can hear when the neighbors turn their VCR on to record something. You can get Mr. Wright to talk to them, work something out. Lately we've been getting complaints about Apollo's voice training. Maybe I'll go have a word with Mr. Wright too. Oof. What is this thing? Wait, what is this thing? As daughter of someone with many guitars, people can have different guitars to play them, all different setups and tones and shit, I don't know. Yeah, you can. No, that's the thing. Different guitars have different tones, and you can do a lot of different things with them. And if you have a lot of different setups for, you know, like for each one, you can do a lot of different stuff. For me personally, I have my one guitar. I love it to bits, and It's just that for me personally, I just like that one. I'm in the search for a thin-necked acoustic because I have tiny hands and can't borrow a cord and it's a roadblock. I definitely feel that. I definitely feel that. I think, especially with acoustics, it's like if your hands can't really reach all the way around it, yeah, you need the thin neck for it. I see that. That gum. He was chewing it when the phone rang, so he put it on the plate for later consumption. I think Rockstar could afford a fresh stick. Don't jump to any conclusions now. That's no chewing gum. Take a closer look. Although I really shouldn't be offering, should I? What is that? Looks like a lump of plastic? Wait, that phone call. Yeah, so that's why I'm asking. What is this creepy thing? Object, whatever. What is it? A replica. So why was he after it in the first place? Yeah, Latouche. Prosecutor Gavin, does this have something to do with Mr. Latouche? Wait a second. You were listening to my phone call, weren't you? Who, us? I tried to stop him, really, if he forced me to. Hey, you were the one digging for a scandal, Miss Reporter. To tell the truth, I'm not even sure what it is. But apparently, it's a model of something Undercover Agent Latouche was after. This lump. Oh, you do know about it? Okay, let's ask about the things we can. Yeah, no, it's just like, I know for me personally, the only reason I don't like having a ton of guitars personally is just that I feel like I'd feel bad if like you have all these guitars and you don't do anything with them. It's just kind of like, okay, well, that's kind of sad. I guess some of it's just because I have a weird empathy for things, you know, like objects and stuff. Like if I see a thing that looks lonely or like it wouldn't get a home, I tend to pick it up. Like if I go to estate sales or something, usually I'm with my mom when I do those, but it's like if I see something that wouldn't get a home, I tend to go and get it because it's like, you know, usually at estate sales it's pretty cheap anyway because, you know, they're just trying to clear the house out. But if I see something that's like, well, it's lonely, it's not going to leave this place, I usually end up picking it up because it's like, well, it's I think it's because, you know, like things live and die and breathe. So to me, it's like the things we carry with us are just as vital to us as we are to them. Actually, yeah, right behind me there's a giant. I guess you could, if you have infinite money, have a guitar for each different tuning. You play regularly. You could, like, even without infinite money, you could have a guitar tuned to different things, but it's just one of those things where it's like it would be less strain on the guitars to stop constantly if you're not constantly changing the tuning. But I don't know. I guess it's just something that it's definitely a personal thing to have one guitar, you know? It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. A guitar befitting a woman like Lamiroir. How'd it end up here? She gave it to me. I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it. Ah, that's fair. Yeah, the strings had one snap on me. Oh, yeah. I've had that happen, too. I've had one hit me in the face, actually. We couldn't carry out the plane. Changes in air pressure and humidity ruined the wood. So we vacuum packed it in Lamiroir's studio. Use a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. They brought it right up to my office for me. Pristine and untouched. Okay. Prosecutors do have a lot of clout. I think he's a special case. Such a valuable guitar. It's too bad it got burned. Okay. What was it that you were saying earlier? Something about intriguing results from an examination of the guitar? That's right. What was that all about? Well, you know how guitars have a round hole in the front. It's called the sound hole. Okay, well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. A broken device of some sort. A broken device. Yes. This, in fact. The examiner's busy with evidence for the case now, however, so he'll be checking this out once he's finished with everything else. One hit the back of my hands. It was tuning to a funky tuning. Ah, yeah, I've had that happen. Oh, that device looks strangely familiar. Okay, we're gonna talk to him about everything, and then we're gonna present him evidence to see... Because I think, honestly... Okay, I will say, if there's anything that Clavier has been good about, is that despite being antagonistic for the most part, he is pretty cooperative, given that his goal is to find the truth rather than winning the case. A replica of something. We analyzed it, but there's not much to say other than it's a lump of plastic. Perhaps it's been used in the identification of whatever it was a replica of. You mean whatever Mr. Latouche was after? Seems to be the most logical explanation. Well, what is it? Don't ask me, Fraulein. Okay, we don't know. If you don't want to tell us, you could just say so. I've put in a request to Interpol via my contacts in Genie, but apparently there is a block on information somewhere along the chain. Okay. There's something either Interpol or Virginia doesn't want to share. Something about this little piece of plastic. Mr. Otus went through all that trouble to become Lamiroir's manager. Just to come up to this country to find out more about this lump. And he died for it. Okay. I've sent someone to the Colosseum to fetch Lamiroir. Perhaps she knows something about it, being a Borginian. Okay. Oh, maybe I could go ask her about it before he gets there. I'm gonna present him the igniter and see if he knows anything. Has to be one of these. What is it, Apollo? That device that was found in your guitar. Take a look at this. Oh, that looks like the same thing. What is it? It's an igniter. Another one. It was at the crime scene, in Lamiroir's dressing room. Detective Sky found it, actually. At the scene of the crime. What could that mean, I wonder? I believe that covers everything I'm at liberty to talk to you about. Oh. Thanks for dropping by, Air Forehead. Thanks? Why, you gave me so much information. That igniter, for instance. Oh, that. Never met an attorney so forthcoming with the prosecution. It's a big help. Or perhaps you're just a tad naive. Guess I could have hit it, but somehow showing it felt like the right thing. Could say the same to you, Prosecutor Gavin. Thanks for the information. About your strange lump of plastic. The one that Mr. Otus is investigating. Hey, that's right. I've been thinking, Air Forehead. We encounter many incidents in our lives, all of us, not all of them simple. Huh. Especially not the ones where people are killing to song lyrics. That's why I try to at least remain simple inside. I keep a simple goal to discover the truth. That's why I like to keep relations civil, yeah? That is all. You know what? I can live with that. Okay. Mr. Prosecutor. Fraulein? Fraulein? Can I ask you why you sing in a band? Ah, because I want women to turn and look when I walk down the street. That's pretty simple, too. Now, if you excuse me, I've got work to do. Another time, perhaps. Is it weird that, like, I feel like Clavier Gavin is definitely making more sense now, in a weird way. You know what I mean? Like, he's definitely a weird character, but he's kind of like Godot, where... Came at a good time. What's up? Either of you know where Lamiroir is? Well, I saw her in the backstage hallway a while ago. Yeah, that's strange. What's strange? I can't find her anywhere. I was supposed to bring her to the prosecutor's office. Lamiroir's missing? It's hard to imagine her wandering off somewhere on her own, being that she's blind and all. Okay. Uh-oh. Please don't... Please don't mean that she's, like, hurt or something. She's dead too, that's gonna suck. Place is deserted. Wonder where Lamiroir went off to. Sure she's okay on her own, she seems resourceful. Can't help worry about her a little. If I check the dressing room and she's dead too, I'm gonna be very sad. Anything? No. Okay, I'll check the stage next then, but I'm scared. It's dead silent here, I'm really scared. Oh no. Black screen? Ah, the stage is pitch dark. Power breaker must be off for this section. Great. I'll go get someone. Whoa. Hey, it's just really dark out there. Dark. That's all Lamiroir has when you think about it. What would it be like to live in a world of darkness? Hey, Apollo. She went dead silent. Doesn't something about the stage seem different to you? Like something's changed? Can't put my finger on it, but it's bugging me. I know what she's talking about. It's the guitar case. Please don't be a dead body. Please don't be a dead body. Please don't be a dead body. Don't be a dead body. Don't be a dead body. Wait. Look, where the case closes. Oh no. Is she... Don't tell me she's dead. Lamiroir is taken directly to the hospital. Emma ran around barking orders, making phone calls. She was just clung to my arm and cried. And me, I was still in shock. 2 bodies in 2 days is too many. And please tell me she's alive. Oh, Hickfield Clinic. How's the Lamiroir? Is she okay? Hi, you. We all owe you a big thanks, that's for sure. So, she's okay? Yes. She came to a short while ago. You found her before it was too late. Oh, that's good. So what happened? Someone attacked her. She was struck on the forehead. We don't know. But they hit her on the forehead, right? That's right in front of her. How could she not see? Oh. Right. Would you like to see her now? Is that alright? She wants to thank you for saving her life. Oh. Oh, hi. Lamiroir. Ah, Mr. Attorney, you were the one who found me? Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm just glad you're okay. Tell me, what happened? Oh my god. It was after I spoke with you in front of the dressing room. I sensed someone approaching. I thought it might be someone coming to see me, but they said nothing. When I went to return to my dressing room... You were hit? I knew at that very moment I knew. The assailant was trying to kill me. Oh my god. It was lucky for me the first blow did not knock me out. I turned and ran for the stage. Someone was chasing me. I could hear footsteps. I reached the stage first. Why the stage? I had overheard maintenance people talking. Power to the stage area was off, they said, for electrical work. Oh, I see. Darkness is my ally. There was a contraband case near the stage. That is where I hid, so the assailant couldn't see you. Once in the case, I'm afraid I passed out. It sounds like a really close call. Do you have any idea who it might have been? Unfortunately, no. Whoever it was, they said not a word. Too bad. Yet when I consider that I was struck high on the forehead, I must conclude that whoever hit me was taller than I am. Good point. She's sharp. Gosh, she is smart. And you're much taller than I am. You're about as tall as Apollo. So that means it was likely an adult and probably a man. Could it be him? Why would anyone attack you, Lamiroir? The detective asked me this too. And to her I gave the same answer I give you. I do not know. I'm guessing that... You know what's the worst thing? Is that Darian disappeared for a time and we didn't see him when we left. So Darian... It could have very easily been Darian who attacked her. Okay. Lamiroir, I wanted to ask you about this. Do you know what this is? This is what? Mr. Latus was carrying it. It's a replica of the thing he was after. He was after? Okay, so let's see. You know, in his secret identity is an undercover agent. So that's what he was doing. You mean you know what? Yes, I know, of course. This must be a Borginian cocoon. Or rather, a convincing replica thereof. So what's going on here? Why would he be carrying this around? Was it some kind of souvenir? I wonder. Okay, well... I'm gonna ask about the guitar, too. Okay, she can't... Oh, man. Okay. Talk to her about the thing. Yeah, see, I think... Okay, you know what's... Okay, this is the tough part. Oh, it's the ad break. I think the tough part of this game is when the case is really moving, it's really moving, and it's really fun. Like, we are charging forward when the case is really moving, but then when it hits these roadblocks, it's like a start-stop, you know? It's like start, stop, and it's like... The case feels really cool, and there's some really fun twists and turns, but good lord, man. It just feels strange that it keeps doing these stutterings. They call it Borginian. It must only be found in Borginia. For certain, all of Borginia know of these. It's a cocoon. So, do you get silk from it? I do not know the details, I'm sorry to say. She said, I thought she said all of Borginia knew of these. There's one fact I do know about the cocoon, though. Something all in Borginia know. What's that? The cocoons, they are not to be taken out of the country. If someone does and is caught, they will be put to death. To death? Wait, why? I do not know. Yet, if Interpol was involved, I'm sure there is a good reason. But this is just a piece of plastic. He was carrying a replica, but looking for the real deal. That's my best guess. So that's what he was up to. Tracking down Borginian cocoon smuggling. Smuggling. Seems I was marked. Marked. Okay. Life changed for me with the popularity of my songs. I began to travel around the world. Okay, so you could have brought those Borginian cocoons with you. On my trips, yes. That was probably the suspicion. Mr. Latus's place is an undercover agent to look into it. Borginia is a small, sheltered country. Not many of our people venture into the world outside. Is that why they suspected you? But Mr. Latus wasn't a Borginian, was he? He was an Interpol agent, which means... What, Apollo? There must be some reason why Borginia doesn't want those cocoons getting out. Something scary enough to get Interpol involved. Not like what? Like when such a tiny ball of thread caused such a commotion. Cocoon smuggling. Mr. Latus had Lamiroir marked. Okay. Couldn't be her. What? There's one other person I need to talk to. Thank you for talking to us, Lamiroir. It was the least I could do. Actually, I have another request. It is within my power. I need an interpreter, someone who speaks Borginian. Apollo? Would you come with us if you're well enough? I see. Yes, of course. I shall accompany you. Where are we going? Thank God we can finally talk to him. This rat. Machi, we came to talk to you about the case. Machi. Thank God we can finally talk to him. Is he finally gonna say something? Could you interpret for us, Lamiroir? Yes. Oh, thank God. Machi, I'd like to talk to you about when we first met. When we still thought you were blind. Speaking, give him the Wingdings lowdown. Now we know the truth. You can see, right? I was completely fooled myself. Machi, isn't there another secret you're hiding from us? Wait, Mr. Attorney, what do you mean by secret? What do I mean by secret? Well... let's see. What am I looking at? What am I looking for, man? I don't know what I'm looking for. I forgot which piece of evidence I need to use. Jeez, what do I even... Is it this? Take that! Not mistaken, you know something about this, don't you? You got a reaction, a big one. Machi, you didn't. Trucy and I are trained to see people's uncertainty. Not that we would have needed any training to see that one. Mr. Attorney, please tell me what this is all about. Lamiroir, please interpret. Very well. I know you know something about this bioreaction. If you won't tell me, I might have to give it to the prosecution. And have them look into it. I mean, at least he understands. He asks you to wait, do not be so hasty. Okay, Machi's gonna talk. Here we go. Whoa. Do you know everything? Yes, everything. Well, sort of. Have him tell us about it. Okay. I will say the Wingdings is confusing, but very well. Okay, the cocoon. What is this cocoon anyway? Okay, here we go. We get to learn. The cocoon, the silk, is a potent cure. Is it medicine? Or is it drugs? Must cure some disease. It's a cure for incuritis. Cure for incuritis. Oh, so it's like that. You know what I just realized? That disease they were talking about from the... You remember that disease that the judge mentioned that the Chief Justice had? His son had? And when he came down with it? This is probably a remedy for that. But if it's a cure, why keep it in Virginia like that? Just think of all the lives they could save by sharing the medicine. I do not understand the reasons myself. Okay, well at least we know what it is, a cure. Mr. Latus is after the cocoon smugglers. It was Machi? Machi, you weren't. He couldn't be a smuggler, he's so little. But you're only 15 and you're sort of a magician, aren't you? Well, that's true, I am sort of a magician. She said sort of. Would I have a copy of that security camera tape? Well, Machi, are you a smuggler? Oh god, they're speaking in Borginian. He won't tell me. First he plays blind, now he plays dumb. I wonder. Do you think he brought a cocoon here to sell it to someone? If Machi really did bring it into the country, was he planning on making a deal for its sale? I can't go home. Ah. I can't go home to Borginia. I do not want to go home. The penalty for taking a cocoon from Borginia is death. That's right, it's punishable by death. About the case. What about the case? He wants to tell us about Mr. Latus's death. This meeting's over. Darian, what are you doing? What do you mean? Visiting hours aren't over yet. There's a call for Machi from the Burgoginian embassy. This meeting is over. Sorry. Just give us 5 more minutes. We can call them back after that. Sorry, no go. Come on, piano boy, we're leaving. Darian, wait. I never liked you, either of you. What? Oh yeah, Darian's a criminal. 100%. He's about to tell us. Apollo. He didn't want us to hear what Machi had to say. Apollo. And there can only be one reason why. Why is everyone ignoring me? Oh, sorry. This is it. I know who I'm after now. It all happens tomorrow in court. Yeah, so Darian's the criminal. 100%. 200%. Okay, can I just say, you know what is kind of difficult? Is that we keep ending up at... Okay, let's talk about... How about we go back to the menu? Let's talk about what we saw today. So I think that will be good, because we don't have enough time to start the court day. And... Man, do we need to really, like... We need to we need to unpack what we just saw. Whew, okay. I think the only thing that's tripping me up is that it seems like this game's cases have the biggest issue of the first day in court is like all three cases. The first one, it's, you know, it's whatever, but the two actual cases where we're alone, I think the only problem I've had so far is that it feels like the first day in court is the worst. Because there's a lot of front-loaded friction. I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of uncertainty that has to be cleared away before the case can really move. And I think the problem is momentum. It feels like we don't actually get our start going until we make the first major breakthrough. And before that point, the case really wants to hold your hand and keep you where it is right now. And I think that sometimes is hobbling the game's progression. Which does feel a little weird at times. I think once the case got going, it felt really good. But before that point, it was having trouble. Like, and now that we know that Darian is definitely involved in this exact case, like he's the problem. We now have this like major, you know, push and pull. Like, we know we need to figure out how this happened, and we need to bring him to justice. But it feels like the case took a while to get to where it felt like it was really moving. But I will also confess that I think Lamiroir as a character was really well handled. I think she was better. She got better as the case went on instead of worse, which is not the case for episode 2. Because I think like Waki, for example, Waki Kataki is a freaking idiot, but he's not the worst character ever. Like, he's perfectly fine, but I think he's very frustrating to deal with early on. And as a first, like, your first real case, it's not fun. I think he's a hard sell just because of how he acts. And I think, even though I think Henry Stickler is far worse. Stickler is far worse, but I think also Clavier has grown on me. I think he's sort of entered where Edgeworth is for me, where he's a really well handled character, despite he has some obvious problems. I think some of his stuff is weird, but I kind of appreciate that he's not entirely antagonistic, and that's good. I also will say, yeah, Lamiroir, very pretty. I like her a lot. She's very nice. I like her. I didn't even realize she was 40, and I'm just like, oh, look at her. That's really cool. Alrighty. Thank you all for coming by. Thank you to everyone who came by. I couldn't stay to the end. So, schedule for this week. We're streaming tomorrow. We're doing Fuga tomorrow. And then no streams until until Sunday. And Sunday, we're doing more Thief. We're going to play Thief some more. I'd actually like to finish Thief. So, thanks for streaming. Well, thank you for coming by. Let's see. Once Thief is done, I'm going to look into what we can do for the rest of the year. I'm going to see what we can fit in. I have started to compile all of the games and titles I've played this year as much as I can. And I think this year might be a smaller, like the tier list I'll do might be a bit smaller, but that depends on what other games I can consider, you know, adding to the list and stuff. Because I combine games I played off stream with games I played on stream, all that stuff for that video. Very pretty Wingdingardium Leviosa. Oh yeah, the language. I do really like. I think one thing that has been good is, all right, and I know this is gonna be me being a little mean to Apollo. I think every time Apollo acts surprised, his character design kind of falls for me, because I think his surprise faces don't really work for me. But I do really like the character designs in this game. They do a good job. As much as Gavin gives me issues, I do appreciate that he looks cool. So, all right. Yeah, this game, I think when the cases pick up, they're really good. It's just that the beginning of each case has been kind of awkward. Which I think has been kind of the trend, is that the introductions to each case has been really weird, but it's okay. Alrighty. Let's see. Oh. Let me see. If I can force myself to raid again, we'll be good. Who's on is the question. Anybody I know who's on is the real question. Not particularly. No, I might just want to call it for tonight. We can do a big raid tomorrow. Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna call it for now. So, goodbye for now, and thank you so much. Oh boy. I'll see you soon.